if we come from, like, I grew up in a community where it was drug infested and things like that. We can't shake that. So the way you don't be disrespectful is just respect where I'm going, not where I've been. You know what I mean? Respect what I'm trying to accomplish. If I am what I am, but I ain't out here in the street banging, I ain't killing nobody, mama, kids.
Right.
I'm not trying to sell drugs in my community no more. If I'm trying to elevate and I'm trying to bring that apart, that's still a part of me. That doesn't go anywhere. Like, if you get real scars and stripes from me, like, I got real wounds, real mental scars. I got real things. Like, I got real homies that's really dead. Now, Nick, like, I can't just shake that off and just be like, I ain't with that no more. You carry that with you for the rest of your life. So just because you are part of what you are a part of, it doesn't mean that's where I'm going with it now. I'm basically trying to say, don't disrespect where we've been. Just look at where we're trying to go. You know what I mean?
Okay. And that actually goes for everybody that's actually come up from the hood. You know what I'm saying? Not to say strictly just anybody that's been affiliated with gangs and everything. There are plenty of people in this world that will hold everything bad against us to the day that we die. You could be sitting here, your bank statement says anything beyond $100,000, and they'd be like, oh, well, you got arrested, such and such and such and such. You had this argument or this fight or whatever the case is with such and such and such and such. But you're not talking about what I'm actually doing right now to build upon my future. That's what they'll always hold on us, no matter what. Anybody needs to be out here banging, whatever the case is, they could be out here still pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing, and they still be like, oh, well, you shot yada yada back in '94. It's 2031. You really talking about that?
Well, and I don't mean to negate redemption, because I think that is the better part
Right.
of being a human being, is being able to redeem yourself. But we also have to understand that sometimes your enemies, sometimes your adversaries don't elevate like you do.
Right.
Sometimes they let that thing fester for a lifetime. You know, you
Right.
just said you shot yada yada 30 years ago.
And it could have been self-defense, and they still holding on.
Yeah, but his brothers and his family, they have a certain way that they feel about that. And I am like you I'm from Chicago, so I know exactly what you're talking about. There is no part of your experience that doesn't resonate with me. It's just that I know from experience that sometimes you can't outrun who you used to be.
Right.
And now who we used to be, we change and we try to do better. But again, some people don't elevate. Some people don't elevate as fast as you do.
So how do you move forward?
I mean, going forward now, like, I just pray for the streets, man. Like, I kind of take offense to I'm seeing a lot of pray for family, pray for Nipsey. Pray for me while I'm here, man.
Right.
Prevention is always better than the cure. Don't wait till I'm gone. Don't wait until it's all said and done to start praying for me and my family.
Right.
Pray for me and my family while I'm here. You know what I mean? Pray that I survive this next day. You know what I mean? But for the street, I hope that there's no more bloodshed behind it. Like, I hope that they find a better way to deal with it. Cause you know what, end of the day, if somebody go retaliate, kill so-and-so get killed, it don't stop. It
It
just
won't.
continuing change.
Yeah, it just gets
So I just hope that we take the positive messages that Nick left us, and we take that same energy, that same positive energy, and he set an example. He was a role model, no different than some of our great black leaders, and we take that same model and then we just start implementing it in our own neighborhoods, and we got the blueprint now. We know what to do. So everybody out there, we trying to do something positive, no matter where you come from, no matter what you're doing. Take that energy and take that blueprint and create a strong foundation for your own communities. And that's the only way that we might not stop this, but we can slow it down a little bit. You know what I mean? Because if we putting that positive back in all our communities, guess what? Eventually it changes.
And when we, I know that we're coming up on a break, but when we come back, I want to discuss what you just said, that we might not be able to stop this. Why can't we stop it? I mean, when you know better, you do better. Am I correct?
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We have enough technology in our pockets to run multi-million and billion-dollar corporations from our phone.
Right.
So you can't tell me that we hadn't figured out that we go farther together than we do alone. You can't tell me we haven't figured out that you look like me, we live in the same place, so we should have a connection. Maybe we could discuss, why do you think we refuse to accept our responsibility?
that's a good question. And also, it's not so much as stopping, but, everything's not gonna happen overnight. But what we can do is take steps to keep preventing. Maybe somebody's looking at doing the same thing out of jealousy or whatever, but
Right.
we can do something to cause a positive impact to make them rethink their actions.
And when did we get mad at people for being successful? When did that happen?
In elementary
Like,
school,
look
in
at you.
elementary school, you think you
Look at you elevating your
you think you
community.
all smart, you talking proper.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. I mean, look at you elevating your community, taking care of your family, man. You know what? We gonna get that dude, bruh. He made things better for my family, man.
Yes.
Everybody got a job.
Yes.
Hey, yo, wait, we came up on the same street. You the first one to get that ass curl, dude. Somebody whoop your ass right now.
Hey, if you still got an S curl, you might need your ass.
Yeah.
I'm not trying. I don't condone violence, please, Kobe. I don't want you to think that I'm condoning violence on your show. I'm just saying I'm anti-S curl. Look, if you want to get in touch with us here at the Coca Brown Show, give us a call 770-703-5494. It's the Coca Brown Show where people come to get the tea and sip the tea. We'll be right back.
I'm gonna make some chai.
Really?
Y'all wanna bring them in now, or you wanna know another segment?
Um,
I mean, cause y'all can
it's
talk
going
about more if
good.
y'all want to. Or,
You forgot your sponsor.
oh yeah, we could.
I know, but it wasn't, I hadn't forgotten.
Okay.
It just wasn't
Didn't flow.
good,
The time.
good
Okay.
timing.
I just wanna make sure you.
Yeah.
So-
that-
It didn't log in.
I logged
One
in
more
because
segment.
it
Okay.
wasn't attached to her YouTube. You can go to her YouTube, you couldn't see it. So I had to go. No. I went back in and logged in under her. So now we're, yes, on her live, cause I was like, wait a minute, it wasn't anything happening under her live.
That was good.
What up, Shaq?
It was.
That was good.
And I
That-
knew it was the
from
Nipsey
the-
thing to lead with you because of your affiliation.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And that brought
Thank you,
emotion,
Ukemura.
bro. That.
Yeah.
She
And
said,
you
watch
speak-
out.
You spoke your truth. And I'm sure there are many out there who needed to hear that, so.
Because I don't want.
Okay, let's see.
You know what I mean? Because it's a lot of us that feeling like we want to do something.
Yeah,
But sometimes it ain't about doing something.
well, it is, it just depends on what it is.
When I say do something, I'm talking about they want to do something.
Oh, well, yeah,
Trying to get rid of somebody.
I don't want it to be that.
you don't want that kind of do.
I mean, they came so far out there for the PC game.
Another one of our people.
Yeah,
Calm
but
down.
that wasn't what he was preaching before he died.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And he made a comment, he tweeted something before he died about his
Yeah, you
enemies.
talking about something about enemies, yeah.
Having
Yeah.
You say your strongest enemies and whatnot.
Now, having strong enemies is a blessing.
It's a blessing.
So it's like that wasn't what he was preaching
Right.
before he died. So I know that's not what he wanted. But just hurt, it just.
But that's something that you can start off with when we bring the show back in, because they need to hear that, because sometimes we take that anger and we don't know how to channel it towards something positive, so we need to hear that.
It's that thing,
They-
whatever you love, you got the blueprint now. Let's start building that in everybody neighborhood. We showed
You got
how
my
to
email?
do it.
Tupac said it, man. Tupac said it back in the day. He said, man, our kids are our future. And
Yes.
The Nipsey Hustles and them really coming up to be our future. It's sad that
and-
they taking them. It's sad that they getting taken down. You know.
And one of the things that I, like you, I don't believe that.
They're saying the volume is low on YouTube.
When you live in a world where
Yeah.
we see people, behind their way.
I just turned up the volume on the iPad, but I don't know
You
if
know,
that's,
we live in America where they have.
if that's where it needs to be, or is it just that they're low or their mic's low?
Flint exists and they do, but they, you know what I'm saying, who's
She said
to, that's what makes it.
Yeah, they're saying on YouTube the volume is low, so maybe y'all need to talk a little louder or something. I don't know. I did.
Right.
That it's not beyond the realm of possibility, that there may be other forces at work, but,
I got it. I'll let you know. I'll let you
knowing
leak.
knowing how these things
I got it.
work.
I'll let you know.
Kind of know what it's about.
Like, reason why I don't like, cause I don't want that to be, I don't want that to be.
I got one.
Right, and that's why we have to talk about it.
Like throwing that out there and constantly throwing out spirits and
I think
shit.
you sure to do the job with the girl that had that curly hair in the promo?
Because it seems like when we think conspiracy theories, we justify it out there.
and you know what too? And it
No,
gets
29.
it crazy what
Bring
you're
that
saying
up.
too.
Bring that
It's
up.
bad too because it's like for us blacks, it's already hard for us in life. It's like it seems like every time one of us successful black people either die or get taken down the wrong way, it's always a conspiracy to get taken down.
It's a comfort place. And
Right.
sometimes you need to be uncomfortable.
Right.
Yeah.
If you ain't
wanna
uncomfortable,
make
you're
change,
wrong.
It's comfortable to say, well, the government has something to do.
That's
No,
right.
they put some niggas
That's
shit,
easy.
and we need to
Man,
be checked
speak
on our
it.
own shit.
Exactly.
Speak it, Craig. Yes. That is
Cause everything conspiracy with us.
Yeah.
Right.
White folks is a mental problem.
We
They always trying to get
we need to look in the mirror like, yo.
It's all
this-
about
this shit.
mindset, attitude.
You know, well, everybody wanna be comfortable. Nah, it ain't about being comfortable no more. Me taking out a good brother, that could be anybody else. I'm out here to change my life around. That could have been me. That's
Right.
how I looked at it. That's why I hurt. I'm trying to do positive things now.
Right.
And that was me. I ain't got the recognition to be.
But it
Yeah.
could, but like you said, it could be you. though.
Yeah.
Hey y'all, on YouTube Live, they're saying that the volume is low. I've turned up the volume on the actual
So
iPad.
let's turn it up on our,
Yeah,
on our, this,
Microphone.
That's what you hear.
but I don't think it's for the mic, but I think maybe,
Microphones go through our server.
so do we need to speak closer to the mic?
You probably just got to just keep talking louder.
Yeah, just a little louder.
Basically, it's like
It's on a separate, that's
Yeah.
right.
Right,
It's
it's
on here, so
separate.
we don't have to-
Exactly.
Yeah.
exactly.
So if you want that time, you don't have to be so close to the mic. If you want to back up a little bit and talk louder.
Right, so it can
Adjust the
catch.
microphone.
Okay, okay. We got you, folks.
Look, thank
Our peeps.
You're gonna have to get something to hang it like a
Yeah,
boom mic.
Yeah, an external mic, yeah.
That was what I
Alright.
was talking to you about like 2 weeks ago, right?
Right.
That was
So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna play her little commercial coming in and say, "Hey, baby," and then we come in there right there. It's only like 12 seconds.
Okay, okay,
I'm watching that tonight. I was gonna that's me.
All right, I'm about to get ready to play the comeback.
okay.
Okay, somebody said the volume is better. Thank y'all.
Hey,
All
thank
right.
Thank y'all.
you. Thank y'all.
Coming in 5 seconds.
Welcome back to the Coca Brown Show. I am not Coca Brown, but I am a grown ass woman.
You don't say.
Yeah.
Really now?
I would have just stopped there. I'm a grown ass person.
And I'm sure you would have.
April Fools, y'all, April Fools.
Right, April Fool's.
Right here on Fox Rap Radio.
You stupid.
770-703-5494. I'm your guest host, Big Kenny, holding it down for Coca while she's down in LA, doing her thing on Fox's 911, and giving us the opportunity to hold it down for her. We got some crazy
Yes.
young man, Big Leak, and we got the fabulous Terry Crook in the building.
Yeah.
When we left, we were talking about Nipsey Hussle and his murder yesterday in Los Angeles, and we had gotten to the point where I was asking C, what can we do? When you mentioned we can't stop it, we can start to minimize it. Why can't we stop it? When we know that this is us against us. And you know, a lot of times we discuss all of the systematic brainwashing and those types of things, but I mean, we live in a world where there are people in middle school that have the skills of professional video editors. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
We
right,
have
right.
stars that have made themselves multimillionaires on YouTube and platforms like that. We know better. Why aren't we doing any better?
Because society's scared to look at the mirror. You're looking for comfort. We need to be uncomfortable. I think if this situation right here don't make us as a people uncomfortable, then something is wrong. We need to be uncomfortable. That's why I don't like that, oh, it's a conspiracy. Nah, this was some nigga shit. And we need to really start looking at ourselves and exposing ourselves for the nigga shit that we doing, because that's the only way that we gonna change it. We can't keep trying to find a comfortable way to deal with situations by blaming everything on everybody else. Oh, this was the government, he was trying to make a documentary. That documentary ain't even in play yet. That, like, that doctor, what's his name? Dr. Sebi?
Actually,
Nah, Lee. That documentary, Dr. Sebi dead. The work is over. What they getting out of
He's
killing
dead.
somebody, making, what they
He's
getting
dead,
out of
but
killing
they
out of
still-
making a documentary about him?
But they still have footage and everything, and like notes and all that.
Yeah,
You can
Nipsey
make
made
a
a quote.
documentary about a court case that's an open file, a legal document that you could go on your phone right now and read every transcript from it. So
Right.
what would they get out of killing him about making something that you could read every transcript about?
Apparently, there's some stuff that we don't see.
And that's
Oh,
some
no,
nigga
no.
shit, that's some
Apparently
nigga
there's some
shit.
stuff we
nah.
don't
Well, and now,
Uh.
see, not that I don't disagree with you, it could be as basic as that. But we live in a world where we've seen, in America, where they've perpetrated, acts against communities like the Tuskegee experiment. We've seen, Flint. They knew that water, was poisonous and that the pipes were unfit and never said anything about it. We've seen, people buying their kids' way into Ivy League colleges. So is it beyond belief, beyond the realm of possibility that there could be other forces at work?
Honestly, the great philosopher Lil Duval tweeted today. You know what he said? He said, we give white people too much credit. They ain't smarter, they just had a head start. You can catch up. You can catch up. We just gotta stop playing dumb. Because if we keep blaming, we keep blaming them for everything, we actually giving them power. We giving them the authority. It's sometimes shit just happens. Like, there's been things that had happened back home, like, and I've gotten direct correlation to it. It's like, yo, nigga, I'm in Atlanta. I ain't even in New York. But because of who I am, they may say like, that's crazy. You know what I mean? But sometimes shit just happens. And if we stop creating a myth about, and you know what that did? You know what that does? That make me this mythical god-like creature that could make magical things that I don't even have nothing to do about. I don't know nothing about it. I'm down here living my life, chilling, raising my son. I don't know nothing that's going on in the streets in New York at all. But if something happened that they could probably find some way to tie back to me, guess what it makes me? It makes me larger than life. So now when people see me, they may think, oh, I ain't gonna say nothing to him because he may do this, he may do that. And then some extent, that's what we doing to these white people. We making them larger than life when really they ain't got that much strength, they ain't got that much, they just had a head start. We've been oppressed, okay. So when we gonna wake up? You gotta look in the fucking mirror.
Now, that's an important question. When are we gonna wake up?
Yeah.
We can't keep blaming oppression. We gotta face the elephant in the room and deal with it. And deal with these jealousies and the people who don't want to see others rise out of negativity. We have got to come together to help these. It starts in our neighborhoods. It starts in our schools, and having conversations like this in our schools immediately after something like this happens, to talk to them and let the children express their feelings about what's going on, and just talk about it. And a lot of times through conversations, we can counter some of that negativity that's being put out there, and the misconceptions that are being put out there, and the way people feel like, well, because you're different from them, that makes you a bad person. No, we need to embrace the differences within our own communities.
All right, we're getting ready to go to a break. When we come back, we're gonna have actor Chris Mayo. We've got Kiana Dancy, a very funny comedian, very good friend of mine, gonna be with us a little bit later. And we got more of the Coco Brown Show here on Fox Track Radio. 770-703-5494. It's the Coco Brown Radio Show.
I had to
Praise.
take a break right quick because the other guest is here, that's why.
Okay.
Anyway, we know where I can get around.
Praise.
Gotcha,
Praise.
okay.
There's an interview that Nipsey did, and he spoke about Dr. Sebi, and he was saying how he mysteriously died. And he quoted, he said, something happens to me.
Y'all gonna ride.
Right.
But
But
the
he
thing
quoted
is-
it in that interview. Like, okay,
the
we
thing
still
is-
trying to figure out what happened to him.
But the thing is, when they start putting that in the air, like for real, I just feel like I don't want it to take away from that. We give him too much. There was nothing to gain out of killing Nipsey. But remember, he did that interview, what, a year and a half ago? There was nothing to gain out of killing Nipsey over fucking doctor. You know how many doctors? I could go on YouTube and pull up 10,000 Dr. Sebi documentaries.
But maybe it was something different that he was going to expose that we already didn't know.
The documentary was based on the trial that he had.
I understand that. I'm not saying that's it, But think about it. If they were behind it, it'd be easier to cover it up by saying, "Oh, it was some random gang violence or whatever," because he's already associated with the gang. But that's an easy cover up. But it is though, because it's believable. It's very believable.
You wanna really get power? Tell these niggas, take Hov down, cause Hov stepping on their neck every chance they get. What Nipsey doing to step on their neck? Every nigga they try to lock up, Hov get him out. Hov done went on every television show, went on every record talking shit about these. Take Hov out.
That's a different affiliation though.
Exactly.
Oh.
So what you getting out of taking down in their eyes, a 33-year-old young gangbanger from the hood with no real influence or authority?
But he does have real influence.
Remember, Nipsey just popped off last year.
Just last year.
Yeah, this Nipsey was not in the public eye. We know Nipsey since a while. If you in the system and you know how it works.
Right.
But the world didn't know about Nipsey hustling until 2018. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. I don't know. It's just sad. Just very, very sad.
I want to bring the guests in. Sure. I'm gonna set up everything. I'm gonna bring y'all in.
Yeah, just bring them both in and, be a good time to go ahead and get started. Get their opinion too.
And lean back.
Where am I sitting?
Lean back. Lean back.
We're gonna get you at the RM seat.
Right here.
Yeah, I'm gonna set your mic.
Let's get to these jokes.
I know you got all serious. Got to switch gears. Hey, good. How are you?
I'm tired, but I'm good.
You look great.
Thank you. It's nippy outside. The people just.
Yeah, it's a little nippy.
Come on now.
I was just about to say, Georgia is so bipolar.
Side chick. The weather's like a side chick. She ain't ready to give up.
Let's go with my new big thing.
Oh, great. Thank you.
What's the topic? What we talking about right now?
Well, aside from this whole Nipsey Hussle situation, trying to get Jussie Smollett, trying to get dropped there, 16 things.
Say it again, what?
Hey, how you
We
doing?
talked about that last week.
How you doing?
I'm good.
We talked about that last week.
No, they just
What happened to 16?
Talking about just,
They've been dropped.
they were dropped last week.
Have you been
talked
asleep?
about it? We talked about it last week.
I missed that.
Just getting finished up with.
Cut this light bulb on.
You said what?
Cut your light bulb on. You look, hey, like I just walked in the room. Walking in for
Yeah,
10
cause I didn't
minutes.
even see you. Like,
I had to
my
sleep
mind
over
was
there.
somewhere else. My mind was somewhere else.
His mind was telling him no.
No.
Shut up.
But his body.
You're saying no too. When you get to a certain age, your body will say no when your mind saying no too.
So what we would end up doing is, okay, so what will happen,
Comment on there.
we'll, when we come back in, we're gonna go ahead and introduce you guys and then interview you all.
Okay.
And then after we finish the interview, after this segment, when we come back, we'll go back to talking about trending items.
Nice, okay. The weed price. Weave or weed?
As she shaking her hair.
Want you to your
I was gonna say he had to say we.
Yep, that's what I was thinking too.
Like,
Shift down. That's what I was thinking. I was like, they go down a little
Hey,
bit.
y'all, boy.
It depends on who you getting it from.
Hey, yo.
Leave the door open too.
You sure?
It get hot.
Yes, it does. It getting hot in her.
Yeah.
Friends out there.
That trouble.
You know how it go.
All right, everybody, we ready? Just a couple things for you. Would you like a stand too, or you fine?
I was thinking that.
Yeah,
For
one of
your
these
phone.
right here. For your
Oh,
phone.
please.
A
you know,
dollar
it's
store,
always-
plate holder, that's what it is. It's a plate holder, boy, okay?
It's Atlanta. We call it phone stands in Atlanta. Phone scans, my
At
bad. Phone
any
scans.
Dollar Tree, it's still gonna be a plate holder.
Crazy.
But I love it, I ain't mad.
Just a couple things too for you. If you see me go like this, that just means come closer to the mic.
Okay.
The audience is over here, so at times, I'll try to get your attention and I'll let you know. Look at the
Me too, look at the camera.
Especially when you speak of something very important. I hold
Yep.
hand number signals up from our host. That's to let them know how many minutes we got to break. So we just continue flowing. When the music come up under your ears in the headphones, that means we're actually going to break. If we're speaking, continue to flow. They know when to take us to break. Have fun, enjoy yourself, and do your thing.
Sweet, appreciate it.
And we have one caller on the line right quick too.
Oh,
So we come
awesome.
in, you can leave the door
Oh, y'all
open.
can call in, too. What's the number?
Get to the caller, and one signal too, if you see me go like this, that just means say, thank you for calling.
Chris, numbers right here, should be on the line.
770-703-5494.
Oh, yeah. You wanna give us all in?
Yeah, call.
Say what? What you talking about?
Say to you. I want to call and talk to you.
All right, y'all, everybody ready? Everybody good? All right, let's do it. Coming in. I'm gonna come in off the song. Coming in. 5, 4, 3.
Welcome back to the Coca Brown Show.
Hey, hey.
I am your guest host, Big Kenny, in here with our regular cast of characters. We got Big Leak, we got She Crazy. And we got, She Crazy, my bad.
Why, Simon?
We got She Crazy, we got Terry Crook. We also have a couple of special guests that would join us during the break. But right now, we got a call on the line. Caller, how are you this evening?
Calling you live.
Hey, am I calling number 9? What
I'm
up
trying to
with?
do something.
What's your comment, caller?
Oh, I don't know. We're talking about Nipsey Hussle.
Yeah, we were. Sir, what's your name?
Where? Hey, I'm Greg Lane. Hey, Kiana.
Hey, Greg. This white man be following me. If I ain't know better, if I ain't know better, I would think you was stalking me, Greg.
You got a man dog.
I sure do.
Sound like a neighbor.
I know Greg as well.
Yeah.
What's going on,
Greg is
This
very
Big
funny.
Kenny.
I am the only white man with Kiana's address. I'll give you
That's
that.
All
true.
right.
That's true, except for that tax man. Okay. He gonna have the address, but he's gonna get
That's
paid.
true, too. That's true, too. Anyway, I just thought I'd call in. I'm just going to say I'm old. I'm an old white man. I had no idea who Nipsey Hussle was, other than I've seen that he did a lot for his community. Until about an hour ago, I thought it was Nipsey Russell.
Listen.
See? Now you're really showing your color and your age.
And your
Right.
age. And listen, and I knew who he was talking about.
Yeah, I saw you get hype when he said Russell. I was like,
Hey, I'll leave y'all with it. I just want to call in and say, hey, keep it going, Cookie.
Thank you, we appreciate it, baby.
Thank y'all. See
Ooh, I
y'all.
don't know who.
For those of you that don't remember the great Nipsey Russell, he was a stand-up comedian, a
Yes.
pioneer in Las Vegas and Reno. He was one of the first black comedians to break into late-night television
Yes.
as a stand-up, and he was also on Match Game.
Come on, Match Game.
Yeah.
Come on with that comedy history.
Yeah, you know, Nipsey
All
Russell
right.
was one of my inspirations, man. 'Cause
Right.
like you, Terry, I remember him, and to see someone that looked like me
Yes.
on the screen
Yes.
was very impactful back then
Right.
because you know, as we know, it wasn't always like
Right.
it is now.
I'm
Exactly.
curious if Nipsey Hussle got his name from
I
that
was thinking
somehow.
that too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe somehow.
No, he
How?
created,
How you know?
because he wasn't born with that name. So,
And hold on, for
You
those
got something to say?
of you that are just joining us now, we have the pleasure of
Introduce me
having the pretty funny chick, Sister Circle alum, fabulous
cute.
comedian, and a very dear friend of mine, Miss Kiana Dancy.
Come on, Big Kiana Dance. Wait a minute, but I like the way you said Sister Circle alone, which means I ain't there no more. That's so cute.
You know, onward and upward, baby. You know
That's
how it
right.
go.
That's
You
right.
know how it go.
Right.
And sitting to her right is actor and just consummate gentleman, Mr. Chris Mayo. How you doing, sir?
Doing fantastic.
Nobody
Give
said
him
that, gentlemen.
a round of applause. And now, Kiana, I'm sorry, please continue with your comment.
What was my comment? I was,
You were asking,
you were
was it
talking.
not,
Yeah. She was talking about Nipsey Hussle's name.
Right, so how did he
what
come up
happened
with
was, it was in the studio, and pretty much, he always hustled. So then he had hustled, and someone said, he used to come in there with a zip. Y'all know what zip is?
We don't, school us.
No, school.
We not that hood, and we really not that cool, so break it down.
So a zip is, it's an amount of drugs.
Oh,
So, and then they put the two together, Nipsey Hussle, and then that's how he got the name.
oh, so we really trying to give a man some credit by thinking he was just honoring the comedian, but it's some drug salute.
Thank-
Oh,
thank-
okay.
thank you.
No,
But we
more so
love
a
him.
hustle salute.
Okay.
I like that, I like
Yes,
that, a
hustle.
hustle salute.
Thank you, Chris, for
Yeah.
that, extra bit of self-incrimination.
Right,
Sound
How
like
you
you
know?
might,
How you know?
might be a state witness up in here.
listen, let the
I'm
man rest
I'm
in
just
peace,
street
he is
smart.
now no longer with
Right.
us, so, I hate this for his family though, but you know what, and off subject, I really hope that Lauren is, somewhere just resting, taking her, cause this baby been through.
His girl.
It's heavy. It's a heavy day.
It's a lot.
Especially because I wasn't around when Tupac died and Biggie died. I was 5, so I'm only
You
two
were
years.
around.
Well,
You were
yeah,
around.
I was around, but I was young.
You were young and
This
dumb.
one,
Okay.
I was a baby.
I know, I'm giving you trouble.
Matter of fact, how did you get out this late?
Right.
I knew
2
it was
years
coming.
old today.
I knew it was coming.
Where is your parental guidance?
But anyway,
He got a hall
th-
pass, go ahead.
Right, I got a hall pass. Right. No, this one really hit home because I think this was like the biggest one for our generation. The people that grew up, like I said, and born in 90, 92, 91, which is myself, and it's like wow, like we really connected. So
Interesting.
I mean, it runs parallel, to be honest with you, because when you think about it, Pac got shot, everybody just stopped. Biggie got shot, everybody stopped. You know what I'm saying? But then you got Nipsey Hussle, and it's like you said, everybody that came up around that era, you know what I'm saying?
In
It's
400
like,
feet, turn right onto Phoenix Boulevard.
where you going? Where you going?
Well,
You going to the funeral?
I'm gonna go see you on the
Hey,
corner.
well, if you ask me, that was the universe's way of changing direction. We gonna move into something. Kiana, you are a comedian, and I wanted to ask you about my man Chris Rock. He made some comments about Jussie Smollett at the NAACP Image
did.
Awards.
He's taking
And
you away.
if you listen to it, the particular soundbite that they play, one of the first things that he says is, they said no Jussie Smollett jokes.
why not?
Well, that's what I wanted to ask you. As a comedian, do you think that there is any subject matter or time when humor is not warranted?
I think absolutely not. But I think there's always a time and a place for everything. Everything is up for grabs, basically. But I think he did it tactfully. It wasn't like he was like, Smollett, you foolish. We know you. We wasn't going in on the man. Like you didn't get. I feel as though.
Wait. So you mean to tell me he wasted all that good light skin, wasn't going in?
It was facts. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day,
Because it was part poking fun at Jesse and part indictment on Hollywood.
absolutely. But my thing is, at the end of the day, comedians we are here to do just that. Make fun of things that are serious and are also funny. So listen, maybe he could have waited a little longer, but at the end of the day, this is this man's career. This is what he do. We sitting here talking about it because it was genius. You know what I mean? And I feel as though maybe, there's never a good time when someone is going through a rough patch in their life. It's never a good time to poke fun of it.
Right.
But I'm sorry, I'm a comedian. This is what I do. Next.
Now, do you think other comedians could have gotten away with it?
Maybe not, because Chris. What's the man's name?
Chris Rock.
Right, Chris Rock is he's the king. He's one of the kings that sit at the table.
We can tell by the way you remember this.
I was about to say Chris Tucker, child. That was,
He's up there
There's a
mind,
lot of Chris's.
right,
It's
my
a whole
mind,
bunch of Chris's,
Chris
man.
Mayo.
my mind was going somewhere else, but my thing is, it's received better because it came from Chris. But it could have been, you know, Kevin, it could have been Kiana Dancy. At the end of the day, people are gonna be in their feelings about whatever, whenever, because it's never a good time to poke at people when they're going through. But when he was going through and we was all rallying behind him, we was like, we got you, and then we found out we was bamboozled, we hate you. So pick a side.
Well, and you said that when somebody's going through something, to me, somebody's going through something is an untimely tragedy or some unforeseen circumstances. But a lot of this seems to be a bit of a
Self-induced.
self-inflicted
Okay,
wound, right? So
self-inflicted,
can we not
absolutely.
make fun of? Come on, bruh. Did you start off with Subway sandwich at 2:00 in the morning?
My mother
that's when the
said,
story
I
started.
knew the man wasn't guilty when the sandwich was still wrapped. I knew he was guilty when the sandwich was still wrapped. I said, okay, Mom. But yes, I think, you know, unfortunately, I mean, this is the time of day that we live in, and people are ultra sensitive about a lot of different things. So it could have been him, it could have been Chris, you know, anybody, and someone would have something to say.
Now, Chris, you are an actor. A lot of people have been calling for Jesse to lose his role on Empire. We saw
Don't tell
from what I understand, one of the actresses from Blackish who won in NAACP Image Award last night stood up and made some comments in support of Jesse Smollett. As an actor, someone who commits an act like that, do you think he should lose his role on a TV show?
It's hard to say. I'll say this. With every action, there's a consequence, and you must be held accountable for what you do. Now, granted, I'm not in a position to say because, you know, like I said, we all make mistakes. We're human. I'm a big advocate for people making mistakes and
Recovering
from it. So, you know, I would say this. What I would like Jesse to do is just say, you know what, guys, own up to it. I made a mistake. This is what I done.
He can't do that.
I wanted attention. He can't. He got off. He's already been cleared of the charges. So they can't recharge him.
But what if it wasn't him? What if there was somebody else involved and he just happened to be the fall guy?
What you mean? He hired two, what are them little people?
Right.
He hired two Nigerians to come beat him up.
But the check said,
I like me a
But the-
Nigerian
Shout out
food.
Nigeria.
Hello. Okay.
Shout out to Nigeria.
My godbaby's Nigerian. I like
that's
Nigerian.
right, he's Nigerian born
All
here.
of the
You know what Terry
Nigerian
Long got from
listeners just
Nigeria?
turned off.
No.
We would not listen to this.
No,
No.
we would not.
What I was about to I was about to call them Transformer Nigerians. They all built up and you know what I'm saying, they
Right.
muscular. And I'm like, okay, so you hired them to beat you up. Like the story just didn't make sense out the
Own up
gate.
to it.
I-
Just own up to it, say I'm sorry, but the fact that he hasn't done that, here's the thing too.
He can't.
People are killing me. They're like, oh, well, he got off all the charges. It's called knowing people.
Mhm.
It's called being a
Can
celebrity
we
and working
stop?
millions.
Can I talk on
Oh,
that?
go ahead.
You know, from my past.
Hello.
I'm gonna speak on
He
it.
woke up.
What happens is when you're a first-time offender, it doesn't matter how many charges you get hit with what they call it, the pretrial deferment. So what they do is, if you posted bail, they keep your bail money, and then they make you do a bunch of, like, you gotta write an essay. So he didn't get off, he just never been arrested before. So he took pretrial deferment.
So how come the mayor and the chief of police weren't aware of that process before it took place? Because when they took the podium, once all the charges were dropped, they were as shocked as everybody else, like, the charges got dropped. And so you would think that there was something that they would have done in
But
concert
Let me
with
tell you
this.
The
something.
same reason if a cop get me in the room and interrogate me, if a cop was in this room right now, interrogate me, telling me how much time I'm gonna get, I'm telling him get the F out of here. You don't control my time, bro. The judge do.
Yeah.
But okay,
And
so my
that's
thing
what I'm saying.
is I'm with you with privilege. You know, just like there's white privilege, I think there's celebrity privilege. At the end of the day, it's about who you are and who you know. I can't pick up the phone and call Michelle Obama. Hey, Michelle, call me, girl. You know, I can't. But if you know someone, but I do have a couple, you know, people in my pocket that I know that sits on a certain level that can help me when I'm in a situation. So why not utilize that? Hence the reason why all the white folks went to college, they drop a couple $1 million on it. I'm mad about it, but who wouldn't do it if you had the ability to do so?
I got a question. We gonna, is it inappropriate to just say, man, fuck Justin?
I mean,
Well, maybe we should have cleared it with the, before we said it,
That
but.
was asked in the form of a question.
Yeah, maybe that
It
was
was
rhetorical. I
in the
imagine.
form of a question. Is it inappropriate to say that?
I want
them to come after.
I would say no. I would say no. He doesn't deserve to lose his job. But you know, we do want an apology. We just want you to own up
I
to
don't want no
it,
apology for
Jesse.
that.
I want you to own up to it.
Put this on the table of the fact of not only just being a celebrity, but at the same time being part of a very big community that will
Right.
serve some serious
Right.
backlash. And on top of the fact of knowing the right people.
Sure.
You
And we
put
was
all that
riding
on
for
there.
it.
it's called privilege.
But in the climate that we're in,
That's what I'm
though,
saying.
you know, in the climate that we're in of this black on black crime, listen, I just want to spread love. And, you know, we love you, Jesse.
Aren't
and-
you
and,
positive?
Yeah, we gotta be positive.
That's cute.
Listen,
You like Chris Rock? Chris Rock said, listen, I would never put the U in Jesse. It's gonna be E now.
Jesse.
That's
You
funny.
Jesse. You
That's
Jesse.
funny, yeah.
No,
No.
we gotta get to a commercial break.
Yeah, but before we go, can we give a shout out to our sponsor, Sherelle Anderson. She has an opportunity for those of you who want your credit repaired. Text them. Hold on, let me get my glasses.
Oh, Lord, here we go. Oh, Lord.
Okay, text credit repair at 678-770-2170, or if you want to just make some cash, text agent at 678-770-2172.
Bring me my pocketbook here,
Now
where my
stand up.
glasses
Say
at.
it.
Put my
Then
glasses
they ain't gonna say
on.
nothing. Then you stand up, they're gonna be like, you know what, she
It's gonna be a
can't
wrap.
see, but her body is way better than mine. Okay?
We'll be right back with the Coca Brown Radio Show.
Thank you for that, Chris.
I'm done.
Listen,
I'm done.
I'm just listening. Can I tell the people?
What's
I
up, Dad?
think,
Black don't cry. I ain't gonna tell y'all how old she is. If she wanna share it, just know black don't cry. Look at all of this.
hey, Yusuf, send me the
Rockstarradio.com.
type in the Facebook page for the event.
Black don't cry.
She has to put the mask on.
Huh?
Black don't cry. Hashtag Black don't cry.
I like how you give them that look.
Hashtag
I see you over
halftime,
there.
it's only halftime, baby, we still in the game.
Craze, craze. Don't forget to sit back when he's
Cocktails on
talking.
Facebook.
Don't forget to sit back when he's talking.
Speak to my auntie. Hey, auntie.
What y'all coming in to now? Coming in talking. Live some more. Talk about some more.
Cardi B.
What about Cardi?
Where is it? Cause it's not on the flyer.
And I say this too. Let's have even a little more fun now. Let's
You
raise
said,
up a
where
little
is
bit,
it?
I know we having a sad moment. Let's have a little more fun now.
Okay.
And Kiana, turn your pretty face to the camera when you're talking.
Can
What
I?
up, Chris?
Can I?
You can.
Well, y'all need to have the people. Y'all want me, you want them to ask the questions,
because
you want me to give them the answers.
I know, right?
Yep,
I
just
know,
like
right?
that. Yep, just like that.
Yeah, we ask the question, you go,
Yeah, they can hear you.
well, what?
Right, right.
They got headphones on. They can hear you.
These so cool. Right here. Shout out to Soup Cool. Shout out to the people with the big lips. You supposed to be like, you supposed to represent with me.
Hey, Chris.
Yeah, man. You didn't hear my compliment.
I'm doing good too. I'm doing good.
What you been up to now?
Listen, really, working, like trying to, you know, I'm trying not to do that. I'm trying not to, cause you know what? I was on this panel, right? Not like I went to see him. He gonna tell all the actors that they need to put the be on. I'm like, why would you do that? All this talent in the city, and you discouraging all these actors and telling them to do that. Who's that? Tyrese.
Why did he say that?
Because he a lame.
I mean, yeah, but
And then, why y'all let y'all governor vote for what is the H8, whatever
You talk
bill?
about the
heartbeat.
The heartbeat bill. And
I don't
as
understand
much as much money that we get from Hollywood, and as they're stating, hey, that bill passed, this is gonna be a problem, we're gonna have a whole issue with this, and we're gonna move out. Even them threatening with that is a problem.
mm.
And then why do people why does it matter? And why y'all so bothered if somebody wanna have an abortion?
Have an
Yeah, now
Six
that I
weeks?
don't
That ain't got nothing to do with you.
understand.
And most women don't even know that they're pregnant at 6 weeks.
Right.
It's a higher agenda.
Right.
You
You
heard
like,
Trump.
hello?
You heard
Wait, you
Trump.
like, wait, girl, I
when
think I
he
ate some
said-
ass. No,
when
bitch, you
Trump-
pregnant.
Right.
Trump
Right.
gave the State of the Union, he talked about, they were working on that. And
Yeah, he did.
who is right there, who was he standing next to when he got in office? Kim. Okay, so it's they all working together on this. It starts here in Georgia, it's gonna go to other states.
That's crazy, y'all know.
Donald Trump said, y'all need to drop that baby quick.
No longer have an
Huh?
abortion.
What's the rap with
Donald Trump said, he need y'all shouldn't have baby for holding baby for 9 months. He said,
Unless they were
y'all
raped,
need to let that out.
unless it was incest, unless it was,
And it has
it's
to
a
be
medical,
proven.
medical reasons, you know.
And it has to be proven.
It's
And
the
it's
health
and
of the
it's
baby
a-
or the
first of
mother.
all, that is a sense of a type of bullying, because a lot of women who are violated may not want to go and say, hey, I was
So
raped.
no
or
one
this
get
and
the
other.
rap for the side baby.
Who is
They
this?
can't do
I'm not gonna fool with you.
You ain't got no damn filter. Who daddy is at the table?
That's a good question.
That's a good question.
That's a good question.
You gotta start getting
That's a good
this kind of
question.
stuff for the good
You
one.
don't understand unless you've been
Good
victim.
one.
You can't understand unless you've been faced with it. See it.
Damn it, they messing up 6 weeks before I give her the side baby.
I mean, in 6 weeks, you don't even know. Many women
You don't even know you're pregnant. It's
Right.
Like you still trying to figure out,
You
is it
still
my
trying-
cycle or my
Right. What's going on?
Yes.
Hey, look,
Exactly.
I'm gonna need your help.
That is just.
Go down to Goodwill. I got a couple side
What
babies.
is
You know what?
You know what I mean?
You know.
I go shopping for the side babies at Goodwill. You know what I mean?
really don't matter.
I'm not messing with you.
I go to the good Goodwill. I go to the one in Buckhead. They go to get some nice shit out there.
I cannot.
Oh, that's his song?
And all your dreams, only you can make things seem beyond what they really seem.
That's how you
Just
feel?
like he talks.
Right.
He one of the one that sounds just like how he talks.
You
You know how some people when they talk,
Regulate.
and then when they rap, it don't
It's
sound
totally
like
different.
What you say? You saw the tell the table.
Or it has been a crazy day, but guess what?
Don't
I'm here
encourage him.
standing, and I'm happy to be here in the studio.
Sound like-
So
Look at
if
Terry,
you,
look at Terry.
if you're not doing anything, you can
I
make
ain't
sure you
even
give us
give
a
you
call. We're
those-
on live right now.
I ain't even give
Call
you-
770-703.
Kilo out of you.
5494, 770
Now, I just know the beat. I haven't heard the words yet.
5494.
I got that.
She gotta put her
Like
glasses
me.
on. She
I gotta put my
gotta
glasses on so I
Yeah,
can hear them, so I
hear
can
the
hear the
words.
words.
put your glasses on to hear the word.
You know, like when you're looking for an address, you got to cut the radio down so you can find
Right.
it.
I ain't gonna lie, this was kinda inspired by, Tone Loc. It's Tone Loc, you know what I'm saying? You look at him like he the rapper type, but the music that he made, wow, dang. You know what I'm saying? All that stuff like that, that was an inspiration right here from.
I'm gonna be a copycat.
Y'all ready, everybody?
Yeah.
All right.
Trap house.
Hey, Craig. Craig.
Something else that I wanted to bring up. Need his attention.
Sort of kind.
I don't know. I'll let you.
This sounds like some Texas, line dancing.
For real? I
Very,
never heard that before.
very, I don't know the name of the artist, but I let you know, yeah,
Yeah?
it's dope though.
That's why I never heard that before.
If I could come up. with
Everybody
something, I
ready?
will. I feel like I should be.
All right, let's do it, y'all. Everybody come in. We coming in, everybody. Coming in in 5,
Hey,
4,
Piece of paper to say?
Yeah.
3.
Oh, that's too big. Yes, this sound like them.
Welcome back to the Coker Brown Radio Show. I am your guest host, Big Kenny. We are here with our regular cast of characters. We got C. Craze, we got my man Big Lee, and we have the legal crook, the lovely Terry Crook, and we also have our guest today, my man Chris Mayo, and the pretty funny chick, Miss Kiana Dancy. Now, before
The Kiana
we
Dancy.
left, the Kiana Dancy, not to be confused with
with
the other.
anybody else, right?
Because we know the plethora of Keanu that's out there. Everybody faking like they
You
Keanu.
already don't play with me because it's multiple Instagram
you-
and Facebook pages.
You know it is.
Right.
Everybody trying to rock
Everybody
the wave.
they trying to
Right
separate
here.
their front
Right, they
teeth.
trying to get gas.
Plethora.
They trying to get a
Plethora.
wig.
Right here on Foxtrot Radio.
Yeah. Did you say wig? You petty?
I didn't catch that.
Oh, I catch all the
And
shit.
if you get a chance, give us a call, 770-703-5494. Now, we left talking about the Jesse Smollett comments that Chris Rock made at the NAACP Image Awards. Now, something that we're gonna turn our attention to, about a week ago, our girl Cardi B, she got on the video and she said that, you know, she used to be drugging people and robbing them when they come for her at the club. And there were some comments, there was some uproar, and then it kind of died out. What are your opinions on the Cardi B situation?
Do you think it's
I'm
gonna
not
impact
touching
her
it because
brand?
I like Cardi. I do. I really like Cardi. And let me leave that alone. You go ahead and say something about that.
No, you go ahead now. Now,
I
how do the
mean,
men
Cardi-
feel about it?
They
For the
probably-
endorsements, for the endorsements, they going out the window.
You think so?
I'm thinking
No.
it's too-
Did Pepsi drop her?
No.
That's what I'm saying. Pepsi ain't dropped it yet.
Let me tell you something. Girl, owned up. Now, one thing she said, I don't like what I did in the past.
Right.
But I did what I had to do.
Right.
And I'm taking ownership of that, okay?
You know, Bill Cosby did something in the past they were talking about, and yeah.
Bruh, you got to chill.
I'm just saying.
Bill Cosby did say that he used to drug women in the past all the time. He did say that, but now he's not saying that. You know what I mean? So I guess
Oh,
that
wow.
is the difference between Cardi and
And I love Bill Cosby.
Right, that
But
might
when
be
they
the-
ripped everything off the damn egg.
It is a double standard.
Because probably
Here's
9
the
times out of 10, the men that Cardi was drugging look like me and you. They don't care nothing about
Right,
them.
and here's, like I said, it's a double standard, and I just never heard of a man being like, I'm sorry.
What?
That's
It
right.
happens.
Um,
It does
I ain't never
happen.
been raped by a woman.
I never been raped by one.
But it doesn't mean it
You don't
doesn't
wanna be.
happen.
Right, you just don't know.
You know,
You
but
don't
she
wanna be.
said robbed, not
Right,
raped.
not
Oh,
raped.
She said robbed.
But she also said drugged.
Yeah, drugged
And,
and robbed.
and this is when we talk about the double standard, we need to first agree on what we can agree on.
Yeah.
Is drugging some person and robbing them in the commission of the crime of selling sex not actual crimes? Are those crimes? Okay, so let's stop there. If you drugged her and robbed her,
Right.
would you not be facing charges regardless of the length of
Hell yeah.
time?
We would
So
be.
I'm
Yeah,
just
there'll be
saying,
assumption of
we've
sexual
seen people come up against allegations of sexual misconduct and get dropped by sponsors and kicked off their shows.
Right.
This woman still has a major sponsorship with Pepsi. She
should.
she should.
She should.
No, but I'm gonna tell you, I'm
People-
trust me,
And
there
then
is
what
a-
you said, just a second, what you said about she did what she had to do. Come on, man. There was no other option
Okay.
besides drug and
People
robbing
have-
people.
In that
Who I got-
environment that
No.
she came up in, people, and I'm not justifying it. People have the right to make mistakes and come back. And
That is
be
not
done.
a mistake. You don't mistakenly put drugs in
Okay.
somebody's
People
house.
okay, let me rephrase
Chris,
this.
you
Wait a
drugged somebody
minute.
before, didn't you?
Look, no, I never
I
have.
know.
Wait, hold on. Let's hear what Chris has to say. Go
People
ahead.
have the right to do bad things
Mhm.
in earlier, younger, dumb years
Mhm.
and come back and grow and make and do right things.
And I am with you on that, but it's not a mistake to drug someone. You give someone a drug knowing full well what you are doing.
Right.
Now, I'm going to tell you, this is what I don't believe. I don't believe there's not a room full of white people somewhere discussing what we're going to do with this crazy ass girl. She's now admitted to drugging men and raping them or robbing them. So all this came out of her mouth. This wasn't someone else said, hey, I heard Cardi B is raping it. No, now she was young then. Now if the men come up and say, hey, you know what I'm saying? I'm one of them dudes she didn't rape and rob. I want my cash. They might not even know they was raping
They
and
don't.
robbed.
They
Right.
probably
So
don't.
the difference between her situation and Bill Cosby's situation and R. Kelly's situation, ain't no victim gonna say, you know what? It was Cardi that stole my last nut.
Right. That's true.
But
Why-
the fact that she's bankable, that's why.
Well, why wouldn't you? Why, I mean, because I can't imagine that the people she drugged and robbed, she took a list of them, she might not have them on film. So if I came forward like, man, she drugged me and robbed me, and you had any receipt or any kind of proof that says I was at that club, maybe she would pay me just not to take her to trial, because if victims come forward, she could face prosecution.
That's very true, very true.
But you can't get mad if you hire a pit bull. If you hire a pit bull to protect your fence, and then the pit bull bites somebody, you can't get mad at the pit bull, right? So they knew this chick was. They knew this. Yeah, they knew this chick was. They knew this chick was ratchet, loud,
Yeah.
ghetto, was a hot mess.
Yeah.
When Pepsi signed her, when Atlantic signed her, when everybody signed her, she been doing crazy shit and saying crazy. That's what got her on TV.
That's what they like.
And so why would they turn around and snatch it from her when that's what got her there?
True.
But she
This is
said, I
different.
don't wanna make excuses for what I did, cause she said she doesn't necessarily today like what she did in the past, okay? Well,
I'm not saying she.
But
You
at
know,
what
but
point
the
does
thing
that-
is-
At what point do we like say,
But-
okay, that was your past?
exactly, that's
You know
a
what I mean?
good question,
If
and
that's
what
the case,
point?
I'm gonna hold everybody at this table. We all got something that we done
Yes.
did, and we probably
Yes.
could've got locked up for.
Well,
But wait a
I don't know
minute,
about that.
what you not finna do?
Nothing to do with that, boy. Hey, yo.
You put yourself in jail. Oh, yes, you did.
Yourself.
Go find it. That's what you just said. I did
Ain't gonna
something, I
find
dare you
that.
to go find it. That's what you just did.
Chris has been confessing since he sat down.
I ain't gonna confess to as far as my mama know, I'm still a virgin. The hell you say no? I didn't tell that man to put it in my mouth. I didn't tell him that.
Yeah, he's sitting here looking so fine, I'm about to, like I'm talking to the freak. Confession time.
That just shows you how convincing Kiana is. She said her mama
Yes,
thinks she a virgin,
virgin.
and she got 3 grandchildren.
Now, you know I ain't got no grandkids. I don't have no children. She don't have no grandkids. 'Cause I keep me a
Sugar
plan
daddy's
B.
calling in and
I
stuff.
keep me a
Still
plan B.
around.
You understand what I'm saying? I ain't gonna wait around for no dude to pull out because I pop my own pill and push myself down the steps. So tell me, I ain't gonna be your baby mama for
There
what?
you go, Cardi B. There you go, confessing, Cardi B. I used to throw myself down the stairs.
I used to pop candy.
What I'm about to do is not
It's
be.
Kiana.
What I'm not gonna do is chase you for $25 a week for child support. You understand what I'm saying? I'm listen, don't play with me.
Hello?
Some of y'all wish you would threw yourself down the steps. You hate your baby daddy and your kids, okay? But you're here now, so what you gonna
In
do?
that situation.
Don't get into it. You know you wanna send them back, but you ain't, the hole ain't big enough to put them in.
I bought some Plan Bs before.
You better have one in the top drawer.
In the words of Bill Duke, they did up, right?
Come on now. Nobody's trying to be.
No, that's a bit much.
We love Cardi.
I
Now,
love Cardi B. I
and
know
then,
how honest she
listen,
is.
I think if anybody has pulled herself up by her bootstraps
Yes.
and took
Right.
something
Yeah.
and
Been
took
an
nothing and made it
inspiration,
something,
right.
it's a
Right.
Cardi B. But still, we have to look at, as you say, the double standard does exist.
Yes.
We've
It
seen people like the Bill Cosbys, we've seen the Kevin Spaceys, we've seen the Harvey Weinsteins have people go decades into their past.
Right.
Decades, 25, 30 years, and bring up allegations
Right.
without any definitive
And
proof,
nobody's
without
coming
anything,
up and saying-
and they've lost everything
Right.
that they've worked for. They've lost everything that they work for. It's a double standard. Now, another thing I wanted to ask about double standards, we have an actor and an actress here with us. Jordan Peele was at a question and answer session with the Groundlings Improv troupe at their theater in LA, and they were talking about his success. He talked about Get Out and the success of Us, and he said that he would not hire a white actor as a
Absolutely.
lead.
Yeah.
He's just,
I love
it's not going to happen.
I'm
I mean,
following.
and he said this is in an open forum.
Yeah.
Could Quentin Tarantino say that about a black actor?
No.
And not have any?
But they
background?
owe us.
Hell no.
So if that
Right.
man,
She's right.
matter of fact, where is my goal, my goal, my mule, my land,
40
my
40
40
ounce.
acre? I want everything you owe me, white folks, everything.
I said 40.
So I want a basketball hoop. I want everything that you got in that warehouse. I want
They
it.
they control the industry.
Come on now, yes
So-
they do.
We just had this conversation about giving them too much power, didn't we?
Yeah. And now that
We
we're
just had
taking
that.
it back, and it's okay. So it's like now someone takes it back and says, I only want to hire black actors lead, and now we want to be mad. But it's like, that's what.
And I'm not negating our ability and our power to hire people when we have those kinds of budgets. I'm saying, could a white producer
Get it.
say openly,
No.
I am going to only hire white leads and still be able to move around in Hollywood? Why do black celebrities get passes for being
Because
there's
to
a-
be
and saying
honest,
racist
to be
things?
honest, to be
What's
honest,
that? What's
They
that?
just do it, they don't have to say it, they just do it.
here's the thing, to be honest with you.
What Jordan Peele know about slavery?
We've seen more white castmates in every possible movie there is. You would literally see one black person and 1 million white folks. You would see an Asian film, 18 white folks dressed up to look Asian and everything.
Ooh,
And like
yeah.
two Asians.
I ain't never seen that movie.
Literally. Matter of fact, what was his name?
That hand gesture was the
Back in
universal
the
symbol of
fifties,
No, because that's
back
what
in
it
the
is. They
50s,
literally
that's
would
what they
take,
would
they
do.
literally
Yep.
take makeup and everything
Back in
and
the
stretch
40s,
their
50s.
eyes just like this
Take
to
it.
make themselves look as though they're Asian.
So I would
And that's
say,
crazy.
is it fair? No. Do we have the ability to do it? Yes.
No, we
Should
have the right.
Thank you. I was about
We
to
have
say,
the
should
right.
we? Absolutely.
based
Based
on.
on being black and having
Yeah.
a black car. They do a lot of things based on
Dude.
them having
Mhm.
white privilege.
Come on now.
There's unfortunately, there's a lot of double standards when it comes to most things in life.
Right.
Whether that's race or gender,
Right.
or, or rich or poor,
Right.
there's double standards. So only thing that we can do is learn how to operate under those double standards, because they will always exist.
But how do we move forward though? How do we get to a place where we don't have to say, I'm only gonna hire, a white
But that's
person
not
as
all
lead.
of
I'm only
That's
gonna
not
hire.
all of
You
us.
die.
That's
You
not all of
die.
us.
How many years we been oppressed?
Forever. That's you
Since
die.
birth, goddammit.
There's no way
So when
around.
when we equal the same amount of years that they oppressed us, then we get to the point where we could be equal until.
No, you
No.
can't even.
No.
We could be like, yeah, we can
Listen,
do this until
we gotta go
that ain't
to a
gonna
break,
work.
and then when we come back, maybe we can discuss the sliding scale of morality.
Oh, this about to be fun.
Here we
Because
go.
it seems
What time
like,
is it,
you
Jack?
know, there's only really one truth in a lot of these
It is.
situations, and sometimes
It is.
we like to benefit from the double standard. So, make sure that you keep listening to Foxtrot Radio right here at the Coca Brown Show, 770-703-5494. We'll be right back with the Coca Brown Radio Show.
I was 11:09.
So you,
What did you
You
do?
got to switch your
Yeah.
so
hands.
that was her that was on YouTube. That's not
So they
her.
can see that.
Why y'all put me right here? This is a wide angle of me anyway. Let me sit right here next to
I had you
this.
sat down
That's
Sunday,
why I
and you
was-
still
that's why I
did the
was
same
asking
thing
for y'all to
Sunday.
shout out.
I'm just being.
You just like,
That's it.
you,
Hey!
what it is, you going in on them. So you going in, I'm
What who I'm gonna talk to? Ain't nobody over there.
That's why I was asking you. You know, I can't.
No, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, ain't nobody over there.
Ain't nobody over there. People over here. Hey, hey y'all. Shout out to y'all. Well, hey, Big Duck Bandit.
Thick women.
That's why I'm big.
Yeah, but that is how, cause you started texting, when you see me, I'm like, that you was asking if we spoke about niggas. Where you been at? This your show.
But it doesn't FYI on camera. You don't.
Yeah, cause I'm watching, you came to me, I'm watching the channel, like, is that really
So
on?
y'all still hanging over. So listen.
And then I'm like, okay, that is. And then she texted me to me.
Hey y'all, it's your girl Big County Nancy. Yes, I'm at Foxtrot Radio today. What is the website? Foxtratradio.com. So go to foxtratradio.com. Check us out at the Coco Brown Show. Coco's on the road, looking pretty nice and funny. She's doing her thing, and I'm in the studio holding it down with my boy Big Kenny, Chris Mayo, that beautiful lady over there, and a couple other people. But it's going down in the studio.
But you
So make
got
sure you give us a
that's
call
all.
at 770-703-5494. It's going to be amazing. I have no idea what we're talking about next, but I know they got 30 more minutes out of me. And then I'm going home. Okay. Somebody else say okay. Okay.
We're gonna
Yeah,
interview both of you.
What you doing, where you gonna be next, what projects you working on?
Oh, I got a lot of amazing things happening, but
No, man, I thought you were gonna follow me on the
And
gram,
then
man.
I got a
We supposed to
question
get
for
a
you
quick with
too.
the gram.
Okay, child. Got you,
We
Come
supposed
on
to get a
now.
quick with the
Oh,
gram.
that's, we can do that.
who is this drip_fila? You want me to DM you? You better DM me. What we talking about?
Well, there.
I'm saying, I mean, the people be climbing up in your DMs, child. They
Do
want
you
to
check the DMs?
I do occasionally,
They
but
be
I got a
disrespectful
whole
in your
bunch that
DM.
need to be approved.
They be disrespectful in your DMs.
They do sometimes.
They do.
That mouth do. You know all that dumb stuff, but I don't pay attention, honey. I'm very busy.
That's right, she's booked and busy, all 2019.
Mm-hmm, she's occupied.
That's right.
You
Flip,
know
flip.
what I meant to tell you, Terry?
Uh,
I was in some Mexican restaurant. I was learning.
Oh, where are you?
Yeah.
I am not fooling with you today.
A mature woman comes up to me and she says, "I want to see Clay from Coco Brown show." And I looked at her like, "Huh?" She said, "I watched the show on YouTube, and I think maybe you might have to take a picture." I said, "No, you got the wrong person."
Oh.
I'm dead serious. What about that? You got the wrong
You gotta own up to it, honey. Go ahead and just take that picture and just.
Think I am.
We think you who you are.
Yeah.
That man sitting at the table with a Duce bottle.
That's
That's what we think
right.
you are.
She just wanted a picture.
I'm all shady boots. I know, girl. I'm trying to keep my life together. I said I'm gonna come up here and be nice, babe. What's your name? I like you, Grace. Where you from? Nice. I love it. So, how long you been in Atlanta? 2013? Oh, you just got here. Welcome. Okay.
Well, I used to be back in 2005.
What is this?
Hey, you put
Yeah, you
filters
need
on your
to-
stuff?
I mean, wait a minute. How that happened? I don't want no filter. Get this thing off of me.
There you go. Stop.
Yeah. How you get this thing off
You
me?
gotta acknowledge.
Y'all ready?
I don't know.
Wait a minute.
Okay.
Somebody take this filter off of me.
I know, but go ahead and
I don't
embrace
know. Don't
it.
ask me. She don't know
It's
how to
the
work
new
on
you
all
now.
I'm struggling, child. I don't know. I use.
Yeah.
Oh man, wait a minute now.
Okay, look at
Y'all have fun.
right.
How do I get rid of this thing?
Yeah,
No, I'm
embrace
gonna
it.
have to sit up here and look like a whole rabbit. This is a problem.
I
I can't get the thing
Too grown
off.
for that.
I'm too grown for that. Somebody make this thing
Everything
go
you got to
away.
say
Next
now
time,
has to be
wait,
PG. You
yes,
can't
right.
say nothing inappropriate for the rest of the
Come
show.
on.
know you don't follow me on Instagram.
Keep sliding that.
So you say it was one of my folks.
That's the one that's blank.
I'll hear about it. I'll hear about it.
What was it at the beginning?
Wait a minute, this is ridiculous.
Let me know when you get it right.
Okay,
y'all.
I'm just gonna stop it, 'cause, honey, people don't know, and all right, come on.
You playing the track?
Foxtrot Radio. I'm going back to Facebook right now because my mama said. Okay, no problem. Coming in for break.
I know, I like a man to listen to his mama. Your godmama. She gonna take care of you.
So you know when you playing the track.
Well, boo.
I got them played.
Is that a caller for the show?
Yeah, they wanna give a shout out.
They want to do a shout out?
For $2. You said they get a shout out for $2.
Sound like Ezel.
$2.
I watch your
Small
comment.
fee.
How much your coffee?
Oh, you can leave it open, Lee. You can leave it open. So I'm gonna bring back in her theme commercial coming in, and then you can get to the call for the shout out.
Oh,
All right, everybody good?
I need a cup. A little shot of Douce since she probably gonna share over there.
Oh, you ready?
Alright.
Come on.
Get him.
I got a little curfew, child. You can't. I know her.
Welcome back to the Coco Brown
me.
Show. This is your guest host, Big Kenny, sitting here with C. Craze, Big Lee, Terry Crook. We got a special guest, Kiana Dancy,
You gonna stop
and
leaving
Chris
off the
Mayo.
D.
The Kiana
Come on
Dancy
now.
in the
Be
building,
known.
often imitated but never duplicated.
Come on now.
And then we got Actor Chris Lee in the building. We were on a break, and while we were on a break, we got a caller called in. Caller, how you doing today?
Calling you live.
Speak up now, we can't hear
Yo,
you.
what's up with it? What's up with it? I'm doing good. What's up with the game? Ken, Craig.
Hey, what's happening? What's happening? What's your name, sir?
Is that you, so Pete?
Yeah, you know it's me, man. What's up with it? What's up with the game, man? Coco, Ken, everybody.
That's what
Coco,
we
Hey.
Coco ain't here, so she out in LA handling business.
How Coco not at her own show?
Cause the lady gotta go secure the bag.
Family to hold it down while
She getting that
holding
money.
it back.
Right, that's right, we have her back
We
when
got
she's.
you, sis. What
Y'all
Making
you-
it
need to
happen.
say something, man. I heard y'all talking about Cardi B and all that. I think you need to send her ass to jail for all that stuff she done, man.
But it can't be proven just yet. You don't know, we don't even know who she supposedly robbed.
Supposedly
Right.
robbed.
If she said she
So
robbed
she
him, but
robbed you, ain't she?
She robbed you.
Hell yeah, man.
You sound like a hater. Good night, sir.
first of all,
She robbed, so.
And you sound like you're
this
from
right
New
now
York.
is a victimless crime. We don't know who she has committed this to, so we can't arrest her for something. She said it herself. She snitched on herself. What you gonna do?
Everybody.
Hey, we appreciate you calling, bro.
Everybody-
Thank you
Yes.
for
We
calling in.
played those,
Love
we
Cardi.
played those Pacino music on the show before, too. That's one of the
Hey,
artists on
Renee.
Success.
No doubt, man. One love, man. Y'all keep doing your thing, and I'm listening, man. Shout out to everybody.
All right,
Thank
thanks for calling in.
And if you wanna call in, you can call in at 770-703-5494. Kiana, you said something, you said it's a victimless crime, but I think, quite the opposite. A lot of people see prostitution as the perpetrator being the victim. So they see prostitutes as having been drawn into some sort of sex trafficking or been abducted or something like that. So a lot of
But sex
people,
trafficking is
so
not-
they see
Once again-
the people who support that as deserving what they get.
When you see me do this, I'm about to call y'all on the BS. Everybody that's a prostitute that ever sold their cookie is not someone who's been
And I know that. That's
Some
what
of
I'm
these
saying.
women are willing, okay?
Exactly.
So what, I get what you're saying, but at the end of the, I love that word, that phrase. At the end of the day, sometimes there's not someone putting them up to doing it. You're just wanting some extra money. You wanna sell your tail. Now, if you have a pimp, that's one thing. If you have your trafficking, that's another thing. Whatever. But no, I don't think everybody that's a prostitute is being pressured
Not
into doing
everybody.
that.
And I don't think that a lot of people who support prostitution were outraged about what she's done. Most of these guys only take enough money that they can survive being stolen. You know what I mean?
Is that what they do there?
I
Like,
mean,
you
they-
know,
you
you take
know,
my money.
I'm
and stuff,
telling you, I'm telling you, because they'll get you. Cause these prostitutes are sneaking in on you. I mean, you know.
How you know?
I was just thinking
It
that.
only happened to me 3 times. with the same chick too. I was like, look, you ain't gonna get me this time. I put my money in my sock. It was like a game. It was like a game to see if she
You
could
ain't gonna
find
steal
it.
it
Like,
this time.
you ain't gonna get it this time. Then like, she got me again. You know, like,
He might have been one of Cardi B's.
Oh my God.
I get it.
You let me have any proof that Cardi got me, and I'm gonna have to get some of my money back, Cardi. I just wanna
that's
settle
right.
in court.
First of all,
I'll
okay,
let
my
You said
thing
let her
is
go
when,
right
okay, so she robbed him, okay, she said she did, but what did he get from her? Did they have sex? Did they, what was exchanged? Was there anything? Cause he might have paid for her services,
Hickey on the neck.
and she took a tip.
There's a Lil Wayne song.
Okay.
Okay, that featured Kendrick Lamar. That
Okay.
explains this whole situation, alright?
How'd it work?
The dudes, they flash their money in the club, you know, they do all of that, and chicks set them up and they get robbed. Like, it's been something that's been going on for a minute. And I'm like, again, I'm not glorifying, I'm not saying it's right. Again, we all got fast, we all did something for some money back in the day.
Well, you gonna stop
I'm out of
saying
that.
that.
I'm out of
Listen,
that.
here's
Yo,
the thing,
bro.
what is wrong with y'all? Why can't we all?
Listen, I don't, the thoughts and his, whatever he thinks,
Why can't we
I don't know
all
what he talking about.
be real and
I'm innocent, I'm an angel.
whatever. Listen,
That's all him
you
right
say at the show, you ain't no angel.
There you go confessing again, Chris.
Man, you doing a lot of dry snitching on this show, bro.
You a government.
Let's talk about
So-
snitching. I'm snitching, okay? In this
No, you was
world,
one of those kids who used to jump back in the day. You better shut
I'm
up.
snitching.
Somebody on my live
We gotta
said,
stop this no snitching.
What you say, Keanu?
somebody on my live said he paid for a happy ending. I mean, sometimes, but see, I was always taught that when you hire a prostitute, you're not necessarily paying her to stay. You're paying her to do what? Go away and keep
Yeah.
her mouth shut. Now, we don't know how much
After it's
it
been
was after it's been open. You petty. But anyway, I'm just saying, you know, the lady was there, she provided her services, she did what she was supposed to do, give me my money and run. Get out of here.
Yo, free my nigga back page, man.
There you go, damn back page again.
Really? What you know about Backpage?
Is anyone
We
checking?
just talking about
if he's okay?
prostitution and it just made me want to say free my nigga back page, man.
Uh-oh.
My man back page doing the bed, man. He need to come home,
Well,
man.
Kiana, I got a
Which brings
question.
us to our next segment.
Yes,
You know what I'm
yes,
saying?
Kiana.
What was on TV?
I
tonight?
would like to ask questions, and I'm
Sure.
sure that the audience may want to hear this. You do so much comedy and movies. I mean, you're always busy.
Yes, I
Okay,
am.
you're
I'm
always
busy,
busy.
so don't put that in there that I'm too busy. but-
Okay, all right, but the thing about it is you're working.
I am
okay?
working.
You are working, but not only are you working in the industry, you are also an entrepreneur.
I am.
You have a business, a franchise
Yes.
with 2 locations.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah. I'm a
You gotta-
franchisee.
you gotta listen for a
Phone
second. I'm gonna be a
repair,
service.
phone repair, okay?
Oh,
But my
wow.
question is, how do you balance all of that?
Well, you know, I'm no expert at balancing. I just do what I do. You know what I'm saying? I've learned to just do what I can. I deal with what's in front of me at the moment. I do
Like
what.
that camera.
Sorry,
Man,
No, this is how they want you to do. They want to ask the questions over here, and they want you to answer them over there. And I ain't in production. Look, Coco Pride, you got it going on over here. So let's here we go. Now, here we go. So I'm gonna keep it 100. I have
It
not.
worked for Cardi B.
Oh, put it in my mouth.
I got Christians on my life.
And let me tell you something. There could be some Christian hoes out here. Don't play. Facts. Okay, so.
They are
better for you, but anyway, go ahead.
Okay, so my answer to that question is I'm no expert. I'm no expert. I've learned to just deal with what's in front of me right now. So if this right here is something that needs to be addressed immediately, I touch that. Then I go to the next. Then I go to the next. Being a franchise owner has not been easy. I bought my business because I wanted to plant a seed that I could in the future eat the harvest. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to be 60 years old on the road because I have to. I want to be able to say, you know what? I want to sit down and have a cocktail on my yacht. You know,
Uh-huh.
we gotta think better. We gotta think bigger, and we gotta think better. And the reason why I chose CPR cell phone repair franchise to buy into, I looked at
Which one you
McDonald's.
on?
I looked into like a food and cupcakes and this and that and taxes and staffing services. But what hit me is, first of all, I cracked my screen 3 times and it was $300 a pop every time. On top of that, all of us want to stay connected. So in my business, when I started researching, I was like, okay, this looks like something that I can benefit from and also I can eat off of, right? But when I went into the business and we did our discovery meeting, there's not many black women in this company. There's literally 4 black women that owns in this company. 2 are married. They're Nigerian, from what I understand. Hey, Nigerians, they in Nigeria. They're married and they have their locations in Nigeria. The other 2 are 2 black women, my mama and myself. You understand what I'm saying?
wow.
So when we
Are
went-
you saying in the nation?
in the nation currently. This
Oh,
is a
wow.
tech business. So when you say cell phone repair, your phone, your screen, your battery, everything breaks down. You know what I mean?
Right.
You need someone to fix it. And when you come into the store, ideally you're not looking for a black woman to do it, but I own 2. So I'm in Duluth
Come on
and I'm
now.
also in Marietta,
Great.
50 Barrett Parkway, Marietta, Georgia. I got you. Thank
When
you.
you
That's
ready to do a
me.
commercial, holla at me. I got
I'm
you.
at Town
They just-
Center.
they just-
And it wasn't easy. They take you through a lot when you own a franchise. They do your credit, they wanna run your background. You have to be qualified on paper equally as, being able to do the work. We had some challenges, but we've overcome them. And last but not least, I'll tell you, when we had our meeting, they looked at me and was like, how did you get here? They actually was like, how did you get into this business? And I was like, first of all, good credit and some money and
Right.
some sense. You understand what I'm
Right.
saying? So we have to think about planting a seed in our community. I assume this location in Marietta, the other location will be in Duluth, and I'm uber excited about being a business owner.
One thing that you said you said you did your research.
Yes.
And I believe that a lot of their question as to how did you get here, came from that.
Yes.
Okay, because that's a very good point that the audience needs to know. Whenever you get ready to do something, do your research.
Research.
Don't just do it because somebody else is doing
Right.
something. Do your research and see, does this business speak to you financially, passionately, and that's what we're hearing from you right now.
And I got tired of having someone else control my paycheck. I didn't foresee Sister Circle coming to an end. I did not. But when it came to an end, I was like, oh, so you think I'm not gonna eat? Check. Yes, I will. You know what I mean?
And earlier you spoke about, we were talking about Chris Rock and the NAACP Image Awards and the freedom of comedians to speak on certain subjects and have the leverage to speak on them candidly. Was there ever a concern when you were becoming a franchisee that they may looking into your history, find some of your stand-up and go, oh, your views are a little bit too abrasive for us, or that doesn't sit well with our public image?
Well, you know, that's the reason why I have a corporation. So a lot of things I'm hid behind my
Separate.
corporation. Even if you were to Google Kiana Dancy, attaching me to Dancy Enterprises, I'm a partner. Where it's my mother, my brother, and myself. You understand what I'm saying? So I believe in putting family to work. So my mother is my operational manager, my brother
Come
is
on
my
now.
area manager, and I'm the marketing manager. I'm the person that's gonna get out here in these
Come
streets and say,
through.
come see me, come see me, come see me.
Yes.
At 50 Barrett Parkway, Marietta, Georgia.
Come on
But
now.
at the end, yes, I did think about it, but I didn't care. Because if the CPR also has they're very relaxed with certain things. They just want you to make the store look like the rest of the stores and stay within these parameters, opposed to a Chick-fil-A that you have to be married and you can't be gay. You know what I'm saying? Those stipulations are not one that I have to deal with in my franchise. But although Chick-fil-A don't say that outright, we know that's the kind of business they conduct. And I love me some good chicken with some Polynesian sauce. But
If only they were open on Sunday.
And waffle fries.
you understand what I'm saying? I buy mine on Saturday, eat it Sunday morning. Okay? But, you know,
Extra honey butter?
right. So I'm just saying, I wasn't necessarily concerned about that, but through my research, I realized that would not affect my business and me being who I am under as the Kiana Dancy, because the Kiana Dancy is a media personality on TV, but Kiana Dancy, when she's standing on stage, is different.
Outstanding. We're getting ready to go to a break here on the Coco Brown Show. When we come back, we're gonna talk to Chris Mel. You better have a cell phone.
You better have
business.
say something.
You better have, boy, if you ain't got a watch repair store or something. I don't know.
Because when they come back, I might not be here.
Okay, Kiana, you tell them how to follow you.
Make sure you guys follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. I'm the same thing, social media wise. It's KianaDancie. KianaDancie.com is also my website, so check me out. Oh, it's up there, Kiana Dancy.
Hey!
And thank you for
Be
coming.
Kiana Dancy.
We'll be right back with the
Yes.
Coco Brown Show.
God damn it, why I had to meet you today? I could've got.
Hey, let's get a
discount on
picture
this.
before you leave.
Yeah, I was about to say she
Let's
might
get a picture
leave.
before she leaves.
I might not leave. I'm just trying to.
Don't
I've been
Come
up
right back.
literally since
I
4:30.
said
I am
30.
tired.
Because we normally take a picture.
Yeah, we gotta
I
get
saw
pictures.
it.
Ain't nothing, you got that screen on it.
Yeah, so is this a Zag screen? Did you get a warranty on it? So like if you ever crack it in the future?
Nah, I ain't get that one, you gonna charge me
Look,
$40.
Kiana,
Yeah.
y'all hiring.
Exactly.
Will,
Y'all hiring.
Will,
Girl,
you
you
get a
need a
picture of
job.
us sitting?
Are you a tech? I need a tech.
And then we'll take a.
I can learn.
We gotta stand up.
Yeah, you need to charge it.
Okay, thank you. No, we're gonna sit first. We're gonna take the first one seated, and then we're gonna stand up back here and then let, Big League do something. Cause he has those long arms, and he's tall, and he can catch us all.
Good night, Renee. See you tomorrow. This is the very reason why you're so relatable on TV. So the people always say, "Oh, well, honey, I'm working on that. I have some things coming up." The people say they want to put me back on TV. Stay tuned. Okay. I can't talk about it right now. What you doing?
She's about to take a picture of you.
Yeah, have a seat, sir.
Okay, wait. Sit down so the people can
Just
see.
real quick.
Wait, let me fix my hair. Cause that's the worst
Yeah,
thing.
no, you're right.
Your hair, your wig be crooked and nobody say
And
nothing.
nobody say
And
a
you got
word.
lipstick on your teeth and y'all
Excuse
can't
me,
don't
y'all.
say nothing.
Come on, y'all, let's
Hey,
take a
baby,
picture.
folks,
Sweet
take a
it is,
picture.
sweet it
Come on.
on.
Come on, take a picture.
All right.
I said, do
One, 2, 3. Again, and again. All
So you can't
right.
move. You get that
Y'all
one hold
so
that.
cute.
You was still like,
gotta be
like you
still.
in the steering
Yeah,
wheel.
yeah, you have
She
to.
has an amazing situation over here. I'm so proud of her.
Are you staying for the rest of the show?
No, I got. He'll be rude if I leave.
Yeah,
Because we almost at the end, we just
Yeah,
got
we
30
almost
more
done.
minutes, we just got 30 more minutes.
It's that. Yeah, it's up to you if you want to stay or leave.
Yeah, we just got 30 more minutes.
We don't want you to leave yet.
Oh man.
We'll be with you,
Okay.
girl. We'll get you even, we gonna get you really.
I had
happy
lipstick on my
every day.
teeth and y'all didn't tell me y'all petty. Y'all not dancing darlings. Y'all don't do that. Y'all tell people. When you see something, when you see something, you say something. If your girl got lipstick on her teeth, you say, Kiana, wipe your teeth. You know I only got 2 up front. Tell me to wipe my teeth. Thank you, baby.
You welcome
We
all day.
friends.
I got you.
Y'all had me
I
down.
I didn't see it. I
Hand me
told-
down
I'm
here
one
to
of the
Coco
one that I
Brown
got.
show.
I'm one of the
let me
ones
get
that I
this
hate
on.
people when
Why
people
you
say
gotta-
boo
I
or
know.
something, they don't say
Listen,
that.
sometimes it's a little uncomfortable, so
Be
she be
real
like,
with
I be,
no, I
Oh,
tell
this
you,
your
come like, ooh, you got a little man, you know, you know.
Is
you
this
got a
not?
little
Hey,
something.
everybody,
you got
this is C Craze song. Those of you on YouTube, this is C Craze song. Oh, they can't hear it.
Nah, they can't.
They gotta go to
Y'all hear it on the podcast.
They gotta go to
They can't hear it, but they'll
like
hear
you
it on the
said.
podcast.
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute, I can't even hear it.
Hold on,
Let's see.
Oh, come on, boo.
When we come back, I'm gonna, give a shout out to our sponsor one more time.
That's
Yeah,
fine.
we gotta tell the people thank you. This is cute, so y'all hear
Tell her to give me
everything.
a discount.
Nice.
I hit her up and try to get in the game. She
I shot
rocked
a
me.
couple, 2 or 3.
With
I'd
that
be
big
knocked
150
out.
charge, I think, goddamn, I'm on the show too. You could have looked out for a phone.
You know what?
You gonna be famous on your.
You gonna be famous just cause you a drinker. You gonna get this. What you do in real life? What you do in real life, baby?
You camera's gonna work for that.
Right, cause he done already convicted you. Don't say nothing else.
Yeah, he already said he was a snitch, so don't say nothing in front of him. He already told us what he
All I
gonna
know
do.
is-
Don't say it in front of him.
Whoever killed Nipsey, I'm snitching on him.
Wait,
If I
first
saw
of
him.
all,
So you picture,
so you
They
so
know
you
who
doing the
he is.
6'9"?
They
Are you
You doing the
serious?
6'9"? That's what everybody, that's what they call it.
No, they
Gotta
know.
stop this
They
fool.
knew, they found them out, I mean, they,
they just sent me the picture of who killed him, exactly who killed
Who?
him.
Yeah, but what,
They know who killed
if
Pop.
they didn't
They
know,
know who could kill,
Let me see
they
the
look
picture.
like
I'm
this
snitching.
shit with no beard. What, who is that?
Let me see the
Who is
picture.
that man?
that's the one killed.
That's the same picture I seen too. I seen that same
And then
thing.
that's not him.
They
His
still
picture
haven't-
circulating, that's the whole problem. So,
They're
you
trying
got
to
your
say
screen
something
on your
about,
phone when?
I got it done, that, they just sent me that email.
they said he something about
Let me see it, baby.
Last week.
Why you ain't come see me?
No, they say
I
something
went
on
to
the
the, that
they
bar,
said
went to the one on
something to
Bad
some
Parkway in
dude.
Marietta.
That's my
They was
store.
on the message
So
I
what
seen, they
happened?
said something like
They
this.
fixed it.
So you-
He was trying to basically
wait,
check
they
him,
fixed your
check his
screen?
card or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah, Buddy
crazy.
ain't
So
like
they
how
gave you a
he
$10
came
discount,
at him,
right?
so Buddy,
What did they
I
give you?
could've did
You
that.
know, discount.
Who was it?
Oh,
Hey, the full price, it was,
I was- it was just in
My
the,
mama.
it was just in the
It's
flow.
bothering you.
Yes.
I gotta get that.
Yes, I was compliment I said, that was a lady with a glass, some glasses. I said that was my mama. He was talking about, oh, she was dumb cool. I'm like, I don't know.
Like
That's
she
new.
was super
I get what you're saying.
okay.
But he came to my store already
And
and
then
got
it was
it.
the tech was the young guy.
Yes, I have 2 young techs.
Yeah.
So what time did you come?
It was in the morning sometime. Then I went to that buffet with that Pacific.
You live in
Pacific
Marietta?
Nah,
So how you end up there?
I was trying to find a place to put my,
So
I
what-
went to the one in Duluth first, they didn't have that, so
Right.
they
So you
called
got-
over there.
What did you get done?
And they just changed the whole screen, my whole screen was jacked up.
Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. Oh, that's crazy.
Keon, you gonna open
Did you
another one?
So my plan is to have 6 in the market. Let me tell
You
you.
need one on the south side.
I know. But
I'm just saying.
Especially.
I ain't gonna tell y'all
Yeah.
about
Over
Southside
there,
issues.
college.
I'm just like, yeah.
You be banging on the
Well, I live
side.
in Stockbridge.
Let me name
I live in Duluth.
McDonald, we need one at McDonald.
I gotta call
I live in
him.
Marlboro.
The only reason I'm down here is for Coco. I was like, 'cause, he was posting. I said, ain't nobody coming down there for Kenny. I'm down there for Coco. Cause honey, I don't cross the Mason Dixon line. Mason Dixon line for me
So you
is
don't
Lennox
live on
Mall.
that.
Lennox Mall.
Oh,
That's
you live in
hilarious.
Duluth?
I live in Duluth.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Look, open one on the south side, let me manage it. for you.
Already?
You can't come to work with you say, sir. Your ass ain't
You
gonna
gonna be at
function.
work. I gonna be at work, I manage it.
It's gonna be in the car.
You gonna be in the car.
When you see me hold up the 2, that's when you start winding down to close the show out. This the last full
And I love
segment.
me some Big Kitty, but I wasn't coming down here for you. This is all Coco.
And then at 5,
Okay.
hold on, I'm gonna play. I gotta play her theme music coming back in, her little commercial music.
Come on, Coco, with some theme music. Hey, y'all.
You going to the shout out first?
2.
Shout out.
Welcome back to the Coco Brown Show. I am Big Kenny with your co-host, C. Craze. We got Big Leaf. We got Terry Crook with special guest Chris Mayo and the Kiana Dan.
Come on.
You finally got it.
Say it.
All right, everybody. Y'all see I have my glasses on, so it's time to give another shout out to our sponsors. Our sponsor, Sherelle Anderson. And if you need to fix your credit, Just text the words credit repair at 678-770-2170. And if you want to earn a little cash, text the word agent at 678-770-2172.
What's that word?
Agent. A-G-E-N-T.
Okay, because I was gonna say the people ain't.
I know they was like, wait.
Sherry said she threw her glasses on, looking at some glasses. These announcements gonna be in Braille next time. She gonna straight
I ain't throwing no shade, cause honey, I can't.
She gonna have a dog reading these announcements.
Oh, but that's okay. I may not can see it, but I can move it, baby. It's only halftime, honey. I'm still in the game.
And trust me,
protection for you.
when she say she's still in the game, she got a full backfield.
Hey.
Trust me. Her running back, her full back. They Hall of Famers. They Hall of Famers.
Come on now.
They gonna get us at least deep in the playoffs.
Yeah.
We
Come
going
on
deep
now.
into the.
She can make the Atlanta Hawks cheerleading squad take that.
Tonight.
Wait, fullbacks and all, that's football, sir. So never mind.
He an actor. He an actor. You know what I'm saying?
She can
He
take
an
the
actor.
Falcons.
But he-
It sounded good,
But
though.
all that ass, she can take the Falcons to the Super Bowl.
That's
what
it.
we
That's
trying to say.
it. That's it. Hey,
Hey,
that's it.
real quick, I want to plug in a friend real quick. She's been selling candles that are very authentic and organic. I mean, not authentic. Go to ADDISONCAMERONCANDLE
That's a lot.
co.com.
What
That's
does that spell?
ANCCandle.com. It's spelled out Addison and Cameron Candle Co. I just thought I'd plug her in real quick.
Okay.
I've actually gotten some. and they're
But let me
really good.
just say this.
Are
Let
they
me
paying
plug
us?
in this. Tell her to call us so she can be a paid sponsor.
It's a good friend of mine.
Yeah,
Call us
That one
good.
time.
Call us good.
No
Call
matter
us.
Hold on. I think tonight we have learned two new words. We've learned agent and we've learned sponsor.
Hey, look, I can see it in the air right now. It's an AH at the end of sponsor.
Oh, by the way,
Goddamn.
during the break, that was my new joint Speakless dedicated to Nipsey.
Yeah.
Album 1216 out everywhere right now. Go cop that.
You know what? Shout out to you first of all for actually coming to my business, and I didn't even know that you had come in to get your phone repaired. How old are you?
I'm in my mid to early 30s.
And the reason I ask is I'm just trying to figure out when the whole album gonna drop. We need to see. We need it now.
Nah, I got it out now.
Okay,
New
where is
album
it?
out 1216 going everywhere.
You gotta get it
Everywhere.
now. You can't be
Download it
40 talking
everywhere.
about get my album.
Nah,
Okay,
you
get it
download
now.
everywhere.
Oh my God.
No, because at a certain time.
New album,
But I mean-
new
Oh
album
my
is
God.
entitled 6 to come out June 6th.
June 6th.
So it's gonna be 6/6/2019.
Oh.
Don't get confused by that number. That's a powerful number. Y'all been led wrong by that number. You know what I mean? But it's a big number for me. For a number of different reasons. You know what I mean?
So we
Okay.
we
We
gonna.
ride under that 6-point star for a reason. Rest in peace, Nip. Man.
All right.
Album 1216 out right now, man. Go download it everywhere.
Well, hell, in that case, I got a
and
mixtape out
Keanu,
right now. What's good?
Do you think that dreams have an expiration date?
Dreams, I think that they become less likely to be fulfilled at a certain age. I think I don't want to see somebody 50 talking about with their pants hanging down their butt and they have gold in their mouth talking about, they're rapping.
What up, 2 Chainz?
I think that, and if you hadn't made it by, who is it that has a bit? If you ain't made it by this year, you not gonna be nobody. Who is that? That's K-Dub. You still ain't shit this year. That's K-Dub's bitch. Shout out to him. But I think that certain things have to be put into perspective. I think that you can always reach for your dreams, but when you get to a certain age, some dreams are just not,
Well, see, I think differently. Because I feel that despite your age or circumstances, that it's only halftime. You're still in the game. You can still do it, okay? Now, you may have to make some adjustments, but it doesn't mean you can't go after your dream,
I'm not saying tap out.
okay?
I'm just saying be realistic. If you 55, you're not gonna be a ballerina. You know what I mean?
Why
You
not?
gotta, cause you could be you're not going to the Olympics.
Eric could
So-
be a
so-
goddamn ballerina.
So,
Not
so
you.
maybe not.
Do they have ballet in the Olympics?
They look, they're about to have breakdance.
They're about to have breakdancing and skateboarding.
Yep.
Hey,
Mhm.
now, we're taking a turn to talk about that, but we're gonna come back and talk to Chris. Let's get back to him. Tell us some of the projects that you are involved in, sir. Some of the stuff you got coming up. Familiarize the listeners on the Coach Brown Show with you.
Wow, listen.
Let me let this baby get his shine on.
Well, thank you. I'm shining. No, seriously, check me out on Investigation Discovery Network.
What you doing down there?
Listen, they got me on everything. They keep booking me. I've been
Oh,
on
you the
Murder
same
Chose
criminal.
Me. Listen, I do everything. I play the criminal, the victim.
He be like, shoot him and lay down. I'm dead.
I got lines, so it don't matter.
I'm broke, baby.
So listen, Murder Chose
They
Me.
show him as a corpse in one scene, then he get
He been killing
interrogated.
it,
Listen,
He get interrogated the next scene.
Shout out to Jupiter Entertainment for keep booking me. I appreciate y'all. So go on demand. Murder Chose Me. Homicide Hunter. Murder Calls. And just Google. I am DMV. Okay, Google me.
IMDb.
There you go.
That too,
What?
that
I'm
too.
like,
What?
But yeah, no, actually, and I go out to Knoxville
He said that
actually
too.
Wednesday to shoot Homicide Hunter
That's
season
nice.
9.
The man trying to die.
Oh my God.
So
Cause you got a fellow TV murderer, right?
He might be murdering you. You gotta say that. Chris, play dead, Chris. Shoot him now, bam! The Oscar goes to Chris Mayo, supporting actor.
That was the
Oh,
reenactment of the crime. Now they got to do the cross-examination.
Right,
You know
right.
who did it. Yeah.
Right.
Man, that prosecutor look a lot like the murderer.
I was dead, okay? I didn't say NC.
Right.
No, but you know what? It's funny we talk about that because you have a lot of people that are sleeping on these kind of shows and whatnot.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They feel like as though it's not acting. You know what I'm saying? Like they picking anybody out of some kind of big ass pool and like, yo.
Did
put in
you
position.
catch thespian
I
voice
did.
when it
Acting, right.
say that for the audition, man?
Here's the thing. A lot of people look at it as though it's not really acting because it's just something that it's a reenactment. No, that's not even the
It's
case.
not.
It's a blessing when someone can look at your reel and be like, we got
And
you booked for
choose
next
you.
week.
Right.
Exactly.
Just like that.
And I do have a reel, and I do have an agent.
Yeah.
Shout out to BYSB Talent.
I don't have an
SBK.
agent, but that,
I
yes.
appreciate y'all for holding me down for the past 5 years. Now let's get these big reoccurring roles so we can really get this money.
Okay, Chris.
Exactly.
Now,
Okay,
you finished school, as, in stage work.
He went
You
to
know,
UNC.
research.
He went to UNC.
Yes,
Yeah.
how did you how did you transfer from stage to film?
And what happened to your voice, my brother?
Well, first
Your
of all,
accent.
sucker.
There you go. There you go. That's what I want you to
My
hear.
daddy, who I do not know, I've seen him twice in my life, and he is Nigerian. And my mother is American, but technically, if your daddy is Nigerian, you are
You were
Nigerian.
Nigerian.
Yes.
Hey,
Okay.
build that wall.
You know.
You better make it before the wall go up.
Just saying.
Polo on your back came from my people. You bought that for 99 cents. You did not get that from Polo, my brother. You look like a cheap nigga.
I got immigration on speed dial.
You know what? It's over with.
Oh my God.
Well, no,
Hilarious.
I did graduate from the University of North Carolina in Greensboro in theater. And before then, I have to give credit to Wendell Tabb, who was my high school theater teacher. If y'all don't know who he has been teaching drama for over 20 years. I think he's like in year 30. But anyway, he runs a real type ship in Durham, North Carolina. And they travel the world and do plays internationally.
You know Chuck Smith?
Yes.
Yes. Chuck
Yep.
Smith
Yep.
was my mentor.
Wow.
Yes,
Yeah.
go way back. I was
Small
literally
world.
5 years
Small
old.
world.
Yes.
So yeah, so
Chuck Smith to go? No, that's Chuck Brown. I'm
No,
sorry.
Chuck Smith is he's a performing arts
He's a
like
Right.
he's an amazing performing arts theater teacher, you know, and he teaches he does a lot of African productions, and he's mentoring so many young people, and it's crazy how like he came into my life just out of the
small world.
yeah.
So
Yeah, I don't
the transition is hard because it is theater and film is two totally different things.
Right.
Theater, you play for the crowd, you play for the audience, so everything is real big.
Mhm.
You use your hands, but film is real subtle. So
I
you
think the way they broke it down, I think the way they broke it down is there's one way of telling a story,
Right.
and there's another way of being the story,
Being the story.
and there's another way of understanding a story.
sure.
Come on, that's
You don't chill
Right.
with that goddamn
voice.
fake ass professional damn
Right.
voice and think
Right.
Just
what's wrong with you? You niggas chill, man.
Why you gotta kill my vibe right now?
I can't be mad at him. I
Your
can't
body,
judge that
okay?
man.
It
I
is
got a
okay,
fat
my
tongue
brother.
and a gap in my teeth.
I want to go without having to do it, man. There's always big nigga, skinny nigga issue going on over here.
It is okay.
Chill.
Wait, can you mean? Listen, I can't judge him. I got a fat tongue and a gap in my teeth. Sometimes I can't talk neither. Okay. What'd you say? Write it down.
Oh
As
my
you were
God.
saying, Chris.
Oh, weird.
Chris, we trying to let you shine.
That's all. Just the transition it wasn't easy, but I made the transition and I've been here for 5 years and it's been a blessing.
So you gonna be dead on the episode next week?
Actually, you know what? I played the killer in this episode.
Okay, so you're killing
and,
somebody this
and,
week.
and actually, I have a character name. His name is Malik.
Come on, Malik.
So
That sound like
all
a
of
killer.
my roles have names.
That sound like a killer.
So,
Right. That's his name.
Yo, you
Why
gonna
you-
let that man just take your role like
I was
that?
about to say, he
You
gonna
gonna let him
take
just
your
take
role.
your role like that?
Take
That's
your
all right.
name.
Hey, look,
How you
that's
feel,
okay.
B?
That's okay, because I'm still on Fatal Attraction. I mean, not Fatal Attraction, ATL Homicide. So
Okay.
you really
That's-
are right now.
that's the only one I
Over in
haven't
the UK
done.
right now.
That's the only one I haven't done, but I've done all of those. So
Don't
yeah.
worry, they'll go.
Look
They'll
at
call
them.
you.
Dapping it up.
Right.
Killer. Like, I'm a killer.
I'm a killer.
That's you in real life. You need to get booked for that.
But on the serious note, I know we joke about it, but a lot of times actors don't realize, like, I've been doing it for 5 years professionally in America, right? That's post-college. It is really a grind, and I was always
Yeah.
told that if you're not willing to put in within 10 years, don't even do it, because you might not get on the 10. Look at Amari. He didn't get on to, he was an extra in The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Now
He
he's
was. I
Ghost.
remember that.
So
Wow.
it takes time, and I'm willing to put in 10, 20, whatever.
Right.
Y'all gonna see me. If y'all don't see me tomorrow, check for me 20 years from now. But y'all gonna see me on
All
the
right,
side.
come through,
Another
Chris.
one, what's the old boy, Brian, Good
gonna be
Deeds,
in my
he was the
video.
brother of Tyler Perry, Good Deeds.
Yeah.
He was also an extra in The Best Man.
Yeah.
It takes 10 years to get it on anywhere. Look at
Got it.
Tiffany
Yeah.
Haddish.
So
You know,
you gotta
Tiffany
stick
was
right.
there,
Yeah.
was there yesterday, and 10 years later, pow, it's like she was
Yeah.
an overnight
Right.
sensation,
You
which
gotta
is not the
stick
truth.
with
No,
it.
it's not.
It's not.
Right,
There's
it
no
doesn't
such
matter
thing.
what you're doing.
Yeah.
It don't matter what you're doing, you just make sure that your head is stayed straight.
We got a caller on the phone.
caller.
Welcome to the Coca Brown Show. Caller, what's your name?
Hey, this is Coca.
Hey, what's up, big sis?
Hi,
Thank you.
What's up, family? Thank you for holding it down for me.
Absolutely.
Yeah. No, sis.
We know mama's working.
We miss you.
Listen, check my
I love
sis
it, I
out.
love it, I love it.
911
I
and
had
get
Jennifer
season.
Love Hewitt watching the show, and she was like, that's funny.
We love her.
We love you.
Mm-hmm.
And Coca, thank you for this wonderful opportunity.
Absolutely.
I'm honored.
Yeah.
It's
You're
my
so
pleasure.
welcome. Thank you for holding it down. I knew I had nothing to worry about. I was creeping in, checking it out, going back to set, and I was like, now I'm on my way. I finally wrapped and out here in this hustle and bustle. I didn't realize how much I missed this small town.
Aww. Well, we miss you.
Yes, we
Yes, we
miss
do.
you.
Thank you so much for allowing me to play with your team, Coco. This is Kiana Dancy.
There were no
Hey,
drugs
hey,
Thank
affiliated
you.
with
hey,
Thank
this.
y'all for coming through, man. I appreciate it.
And Coca, don't hurry home. Bring us to LA. You know.
Oh, I know that's right.
Yes,
Big things are about to happen. I may have to move the show to LA. You never know.
All
I'm
right.
coming.
Do it. Won't do it.
Hold on, I'm going to
You
Pat.
never
I know that's right.
I'm ready, sis. You already
I
know.
know that's right.
I stay down the street. I'm ready. Let's do it.
Oh my God. Yeah, so I'm like creeping in. It's like everybody on the set like watching the show, and I'm like, it's my show, and they're like, what? I'm like, yeah, they said, why is she there? I'm like,
I'm here, right? I'm here.
Love it, love it.
See, now I'm trying to do this show in between, telling Buster to do.
What you think?
What
Come
you
again,
say?
say what?
We missed that.
What?
Come again, say what?
I know he was gonna say something.
Right, I'm saying the characters on the show, man. It's like it's insane, man. I'm
You
like,
ain't giving away no. You ain't giving away
right
no.
now, you know, when you get told, you know, you are an intricate part of this show, we're gonna need more of you.
That's right.
That's a good thing, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
let's do it. Let's do it.
Ow!
That's my sister.
Come
She
on
played
now.
Nurse Carla on call 911.
Carla?
That's right.
Carla?
That's right. Yes.
That's country and I got a lip ski.
By, the memorial they had for Nipsey Hussle, and when I say it's thousands of people out there right now. it's
Wow.
insane.
Wow.
You know, the city has a feeling over it right now, and it's just, you know, I don't know about y'all, but this one messed me up, but, you know,
Yes.
that's brother
Give my
is not
love.
living vain.
Give my
I think
love,
everybody
man.
is collectively gonna keep that man, you know, purpose alive. So that's a
Long
wonderful
live
thing.
Nip.
Yes.
I just hope that before I leave this earth, I've impacted people the way he did.
I know,
And
right.
Coco, I wanted to ask you about the atmosphere in LA right now. A lot of people try to centralize or marginalize the impact to his neighborhood, but he was a citizen of the city of LA. How is the entire city responding?
Say what?
How is the entire city responding to his passing?
I can't understand.
How is the entire city
How is
responding?
how is the whole entire city is responding right now?
You know, it's kind of like a crowd. I mean, even the other people, you know, the Caucasians were on set talking about it today. That man really had impacted people, and you know, a lot of people didn't know who he was as per se, but you know, that brother was our modern day P. Newton while he's playing. That was our modern day Stokely Carmichael. And we didn't know it until unfortunately it was too late, and it's senseless. But to see the rally of support, I mean, you couldn't even get down Slauson or Crenshaw for the amount of people that are in the streets right now, saying his name, singing his song. It's incredible, you know what I'm saying, that this man just been impacted so many people, and I just hope that, you know, all of these celebrities that are claiming they're gonna keep their dream alive, I hope they, you know, do what they're supposed to do, you know?
Yes.
Long live Nip.
We gotta take those principles that he taught, you know.
Real talk, real talk.
Own
If y'all talk
property.
about Chris Rock, talk about Jersey's ass.
Yes, yes.
Dark skin hurts.
I'm like, shit, Chris was calm, I know where Chris could've went.
Yeah.
That's what I said.
Yes.
That was genius. I mean, at the end of the day,
He
it's
was
Chris.
kinda reserved.
He was.
But now,
My
Coco,
thing is this, you know, when you do something stupid, you become open starter for comedians.
Thank
know?
you. And it's never a right time for, in their eyes for us, but we have the license to do
it's not
it.
at all. And, you know, it's gonna all come out eventually. You know what I'm saying? That whatever has happened, because it don't make no sense. It doesn't. You know what I'm saying? You got people get killed, you know, every night in Chicago, and you concerned about this bull crap?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So many other things you can be addressing.
Yeah.
Coco, we asked Kiana, was there ever a subject matter that you felt uncomfortable addressing on stage?
You think there'll be a time that we feel comfortable talking about it?
No, I'm saying, was there anything you ever felt uncomfortable about addressing on stage?
But it was uncomfortable with what Chris said?
No. Is there any subject that you wouldn't talk about?
Is there any subject I wouldn't talk about?
Yeah.
I'm real careful with talking about God on stage, honey, because I know God is real.
Right.
I mean, I'll throw in some won't do it and let them use you, but what I'm not gonna do is sit on stage and mock the Lord, honey.
Right.
I got enough sins to pay for. I ain't trying to add to himself.
Right.
That's
Yeah,
true.
that makes sense.
That's true.
But
That's
you
true.
guys, man, I'm about to go to my hotel and learn some more lines. We got a big audition in the morning. I'll be back next Monday. Thank y'all so much for holding it down.
Whoop, whoop.
You already
Travel
know.
safe, baby. We love
Yeah,
you.
Absolutely.
My whole cast made for better or worse, and had a little dent, but you know, just thank y'all so much for holding it down. Thank y'all for not skipping the beat, man. I tell you, I wasn't even worried. I wasn't worried, man. Thank you, Terry.
Yes, you was. Stop lying. Stop lying, you was worried.
Thank you.
Stop lying, you was worried.
You're welcome.
I'm not worried.
Yes, you was.
Thank y'all, hell no.
You been texting me the whole show.
Hey, you gotta take this do say from him.
Right.
He is on a 30-day no do say ban. You
We
hear
gotta
me?
put him on a do say dose.
You can't have no more do
I see
say.
y'all have on a short leash tonight. That's good.
I let it go to opening of the show, then I felt bad.
Listen, we love you so
You know I was
much.
in my feelings about that.
We love you, Coco. Coco, take care.
Now he only got two. He got to chill this show.
Okay, Okay, well, good, I'm glad. That's great.
Listen, Coco, we love you so much. Be careful out there and enjoy yourself.
Yes.
And, you know, let the people know that Atlanta is thinking about Nipsey.
For all this work till I go home.
Absolutely.
Hurry up, come home, my
Y'all
damn it.
take care, man.
All right, we miss you.
Love
Bye.
you more. That was Coco Brown of the Coco Brown Show calling us
Yes.
from LA from the set of 911.
Hey.
Big things popping out there for Coco. We appreciate
Yes.
you for allowing us to come in, be here. It's been my honor and pleasure to sit in for you here on the Coco Brown Show. We've had Terry Crook, we've had C. Craze, we have Big Lee, Chris Mayo, and the Kiana Dancy. Thank y'all for coming. Before we go, Kiana, where you gonna be soon? Are you gonna be performing anywhere? And
Yes.
Chris, tell us what projects you got coming up.
So real quickly, I'll be at the Atlanta Comedy Theater this weekend. Don't ask me who's headlining. I'm hosting. Also,
I think Pierre's hosting.
okay, so right, I think he may be there. And then I'm also going to be on a panel of cocktails and conversation discussing relationships, and that is April 13th from 5 to 9. It's at a venue called, I don't know, but just follow me. And then follow me at Kiana Dancy, and all the information will be online.
Hey.
The video is
Chris,
like milk.
what you got going on?
Laudermilk or something.
Yeah.
Never mind.
I will be filming Investigation Discoveries, Homicide Hunter, tomorrow, Wednesday. And I don't know when it's gonna come out, but y'all just check your listings, and it's usually on demand. But other than that, check
Got
my
that app too.
yeah, check out the app, and also just check my One Mayo Minute out. I'm always spreading positivity on my Facebook and
Wait,
Instagram.
you said 1 minute mail?
One Mayo,
1 minute
yeah,
mail. We got 2 minutes.
yeah,
to turn.
one,
Goddamn.
yeah, 1 Mayo Minute, yeah. So,
How can they follow
so
you?
follow me on Instagram is the Chris Mayo Show, and then Facebook, Chris Mayo. So I appreciate the love, y'all.
And to my co-host, we got C. Craze, Big League, Terry Crook. Anything going on with y'all coming up in the week?
Follow me. Follow me on Terry Crook Media, Facebook. Follow me at terry.crook, Instagram, and Terry Crook 5, Twitter. And that's when you'll get those 2 minutes with Terry.
And no thirst trapping over Terry could be watching her Instagram, the second watching her Instagram. We see you. Yo, follow me, I am C Craze on everything. Album 1216, Six Sec Mafia, everything out now. iTunes, download it everywhere.
I guess you can follow me on anything. Leaky Loam 88, LEAKELOME 88.
And as we get ready to go, I'll be at Statesboro, Georgia, April the 13th at Chazito's. But I would just like to say, yes,
Mexican joint?
it's like Latin cuisine is what I'm told for the comedy explosion
Oh,
that
yeah,
they're
that one
doing
too.
down there. I appreciate you coming. Before we go, though, I would just like to thank Coco for allowing me to have this privilege of being around these beautiful people. And before we go, closing once again with prayers for Nipsey Hussle and his family. And yesterday, before we heard about Nipsey, we probably all had some things that were going on in our life that we felt like were some really heavy problems. But as we see, things can always be worse. So stay positive, keep the faith, and we love you. Shout out to the support staff behind the scenes, on the cameras and on the board.
It's time for my boy Koyan Ford, you know what I'm saying? So the third, fourth week he's not been here?
Yes.
Yeah, you know we got you in our prayers,
Yes.
fam. And again, this is the Coco Brown Show. My name is Big Kenny. Thank y'all for having me. We out. See you next month.
Yeah.
Kenny, what's this venue in St. St.